probability income generator. Again, my name is Don Kaufman, and you are watching a TheoTrade presentation. A quick risk disclosure: we're not financial advisors nor a broker dealer. Yada yada yada. Don't feed the monkeys at the bottom of this one. Listen, I spent a long time inside of the brokerage world, so I let everybody know I'm no longer inside the brokerage world. I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Listen, this is why you're here today. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about what Ultima trades are, okay, and why they're really ideal for the current market environment, so you can potentially generate monthly income. I'm also going to display literally all of my trades. By the way, there's a couple of different ways I will display my trades throughout the course of this session, and one of which is I'll actually pull up the brokerage platform themselves. Again, full disclosure here, I tell this to people right up front, full disclosure here, everything I've done for like the last 30 days back inside of the spiders. I mean, I can even pull up 300 days. Okay, this is specific trade history for 300 days. That's just in this account. There's another account here. Everything, again, I'm doing inside of these accounts, okay, you can see. And all the different accounts. And again, complete and full disclosure here will be used throughout the course of this session. I'll also have a couple of screenshots of the account, but listen, we show activity, positions, you name it, everything, all the positions in here. Hope that's okay with everybody, because we're going to get a little bit deep here. So you're going to learn the trading symbol used by professionals to actually create Ultima trades. We're going to discuss that in quite some detail here. You're going to learn how and where you can find edge as a retail trader. We're going to discuss edge extensively because it's not what you think it is. We're also going to learn to reap the benefits of high probability trades while learning really a lot of insight to not taking massive losses. You're going to learn a little bit about hedging, the dark side of the business of hedging. And of course, we're also going to talk about which products tend to make the most viable candidates and which products are actually a recipe for disaster. So do I need to start mentioning GameStop? Please don't get me started. Don't get me started with GameStop. So it's a little bit about what we're going to be covering today. One nice little side piece here that I want to cover before we get too detailed. There's an indicator that I use constantly. If you've ever watched any of the evening videos that we do here at TheoTrade, if you ever watched the weekend update that we do here in TheoTrade, I mean, literally anything that I would present, I talk incessantly about auto expected move and expected moves in this business. We will give you the auto expected move indicator, and it's a $500 value. Right at the end of the webcast, we will provide you, okay, a specific link, and you can actually go grab the auto expected move indicator. And I'm telling you, it is worth your while. And again, it's an indicator I use constantly. I'll talk about it throughout the course of this webcast, but stay with me right until the end of the webcast. One of the last things that I do is I'll actually give you the web address to grab the auto expected move indicator from. And that's, again, this is effectively what it looks like. And for those of you that are a little newer here, you know what? This is where, I'm showing you a screenshot of a chart, and I don't need to do that because, one of the reasons I like to do this, and I really do, I like doing this while the market's open. People always say, you should do it when the market's closed. No, this is dynamic. I like it. So this is the auto expected move. And I'm actually going to show you today inside of the IWM. This is it's pretty critical stuff. What the auto expected move is, and like you see 3 lines on the screen. Let me bring up a cool little drawing tool over here. So I'm going to bring up my fascinating little drawing tool. Okay, lower line, upper line. Those are the expected moves, the upper expected move, the lower expected move. What that means is each week, the option market depicts how far the market's supposed to move. And what that kind of means here in the IWM is the Russell. The Russell, for instance, says, I can move, and I'll just estimate here. It says I can move up $7 or I can move down $7. Now, how is the $7 derived? It's derived from the options chain. And it speaks volumes to what we term efficiency or inefficiency in the marketplace. And what's kind of crazy, and they're going to go back to the live trading application, okay? Look where we're sitting right now. You can even pull this like literally like on an intraday basis, right? So look where we're sitting right now, like right this second. We're on the edge of the expected move. So the Russell is actually on the verge of a complete and utter breakdown at this point in time. And you're like, well, how does that compare to, for instance, the NASDAQ? Okay. Ironically, the NASDAQ literally touched, and that's what that tiny little blue dot means. It touched the upper edge of the expected move. So I put a lot of weight, I put a lot of time and effort into these indicators, but I put a lot of weight into this indicator. We provide it because I use it constantly. I think that's it's fair game. But you will be provided this right at the end of course, today's webcast. So stick with us right to the end. Little housekeeping item. Listen, this is a skill set. I'm going to jump through a huge amount of information in the next, you know what? Realistically, I'm going to be about 90 minutes. Is that okay with everybody? I let everybody know that right up front. I'm probably going to run about the tune of about 90 minutes. I know it's scheduled for an hour, but I've got a lot. I've actually got a lot to go over, and I would rather not rush everything in here. So I suggest, again, with all the course material, shut the door, turn off Skype chat, whatever else might be distracting you. Get rid of Facebook. Please get rid of Facebook permanently. Kick out the kids. All right. You know, listen, you took the time to be here. This is important. Focus a little bit on being here. And I'm going to tell you right here, right now, before I describe, and I'm going to jump in a little bit about myself here, but what we're going to do here, I give a little bit today to newbies. If you're completely new to this business, okay, you're going to get a huge amount out of it. But I'm also going to give quite a bit to some of the most experienced traders. So I try, okay, to kind of bounce back and forth between like newbies, experienced traders. And I will literally and distinctly say, like, hey, if you're an experienced trader, okay, you need to pay attention right now. Like, listen, if you're a newbie trader, this is where you need to pay attention. And I'll actually, again, I'll point that out throughout the course of today's presentation. So here's a little bit about me. Again, my name is Don Kaufman. If we've never met over the years, I traveled all over the world for Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. I built the education division of Thinkorswim, and then I went on to run the education division of TD Ameritrade after TD actually bought us out. But a little background on me, I actually grew up literally around traders. I had an uncle that was a really big time market maker in Chicago. For those of you that are from Chicago and have been around more than 30, 40 years, there was a firm in Chicago called O'Connor and Associates, and my uncle was the founding partner of O'Connor and Associates. So I grew up like, knowing all these traders and so forth. In the late 90s, I joined him literally 3 weeks out of college. I went to the floor, Chicago Board Options Exchange. A short time thereafter, they moved me upstairs, and only a short time into my trading career, I was invited into this like no-name startup firm, and that no-name startup firm became Thinkorswim, and it was a little startup. And again, I was there. I was employee number 13 of Thinkorswim, and was there running the education division. We took the company public in 2007. TD Ameritrade came in and bought us in 2009. And I finally exited the entire organization in 2015. Everybody asks me, like, why did you leave? It was such a successful run. When we sold, the company for $700 million ultimately at the end of it. Why did I leave? I had a 5-year lockup deal. So from 2010 to 2015, I plotted, I planned, I couldn't wait to get out of there. The regulations were piling on me. Actually, we had a lot of direct reports at the time that I left too, but it was good. It was actually good, and it was a great run while it lasted. So I left in 2015, and we actually built TheoTrade. And I say we, there's a number of individuals that work with us here at TheoTrade that you will surely know. They've been around the industry for quite some time. I'll discuss that a little later. So one of the things, though, that I mentioned in detail here about my trading career and my history with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade is we got to see everything that you did. For 15 years, we had the largest options order flow in the entire retail industry. And the way that I actually built education is based on what we studied from retail traders. And effectively what I'm saying is, yes, we looked at your accounts, okay? And we looked, for example, at massive amounts of accounts. When I actually left TD, we had 7 million brokerage accounts. And we would actually take a subset, and we knew what worked, what didn't. We can actually say, like, hey, You could literally go into a database and say, how many people do covered calls? Do covered calls make money? How many people do iron condors? Do those make money? How many people just buy and sell stock? Do those people do better, or do they do better trading options? We had answers to everything. The only problem, because of the regulations, we couldn't actually use a lot of the answers. So what do? We packed up, we left, and we actually opened TheoTrade. And what you're actually going to watch here comes from literally, okay, billions and others' mistakes and the knowledge of really what works best for a lot of retail traders. So last but not least on this slide over here, support at TheoTrade.com. If you ever need to get a hold of me, we never shy away from answering emails. We answer hundreds of emails every single day. So support at TheoTrade.com and just put Don in the heading. I like everybody to know that right off the bat. All right, this is actually an appearance that I did on TD Ameritrade TV. By the way, I did TD Ameritrade TV. I still do it. I did one live yesterday. So live from like literally this, this camera angle. The room that I'm in right now, by the way, people always ask like why I've moved down to St. Croix. This St. Croix, the US Virgin Islands, is pretty much notorious for hedge fund managers and traders. My next door neighbor is one of the most famous, traders ever. A gentleman that actually used to live in this house is literally one of the market wizards. He moved actually 2 doors over, and the room is actually it was a former hedge fund office. They used to manage about $10 billion out of here. They converted it in the later years to a gym, because the hedge fund grew, and I'm converting it, of course, back over to my office. This is also, I do a couple CNBC appearances every now and again. Let's get down to business. What are Ultima trades? First and foremost, higher volatility has resulted in significantly more options premium. Okay, now options premium. I mentioned the options word, and I'm going to do that a couple of times throughout the course of the day, and I'm going to make mention of it again here in just a moment. But higher volatility. Would everybody here agree that over the last year, okay, you got to get everybody at least agree on one point. Would you agree that there has been a higher volatility over the last year, pretty much since the onset of COVID? Okay, we've had this marketplace, and I love to use like a live platform here. Let's actually look back, for instance, over the last 3 years. So here's a 3-year chart. Okay, this huge spike, this is the VIX, the S&P 500 volatility index. The huge spike is the onset of COVID. Everything that we've done thereafter, the irony is right now we're at one of the lowest instances today, one of the lowest instances of implied volatility any time in the last year. But wanted you to get a feel, okay, higher volatility. What does higher volatility really do? Makes option prices higher. Option prices are quite juicy. Options implied volatility skew is also at historically high levels. Time out. We're geeking out on you already. Okay. Skew is freaking phenomenal. Doesn't even matter how high the VIX is. The VIX could be at 30. The VIX could be at 40. It don't matter, because skew is monumental. And some people have no idea what skew is. By the way, you can pull this up pretty much in any trading application. Very few people know how to do this. Just type in the word skew, okay? And all these dots show up. You're like, I don't know what those are. Oh, hold me. Listen, this is skew. And skew is actually calculated at the end of every trading day. So I'm actually going to explain a little bit about what skew is, because skew has been a phenomenal edge in this marketplace lately. Okay. And I cannot stress that enough. Like, look at skew. Literally, it had a 146 print last night. 146 skew. Okay. It's out of this world. It's out of this world. A lot of people are just like, I have no idea what that is. That's okay. That's what we're here for, right? The other aspect, okay, what are ultimate trades? So again, higher volatility, skew is massive, okay, and the volatility of the volatility remains at record highs. So when people look at the term, I go, ultimate trades. We're going to talk about ultimate trades. They go, oh yeah, ultimate trade. It's not ultimate. It's Ultima. What Ultima really means, and yes, Ultima means something. It is a third order of the Greeks. Okay, there's actually what we call volatility. You can look at what's called Vega, and then you can look at Vega has Vama, and then Vama has Ultima. And what Ultima is why there's edge in today's marketplace. And it's the volatility of the volatility of the volatility. You can't even make that up. It's the volatility, the volatility, the volatility. People, that's what's tweaked right now. And that's actually what's working in this business. Okay, so we're going to talk just briefly about skew, because this is what Ultima kind of breaks down to. Um, I use these distribution curves all the time to describe markets. Okay, literally all the time. And again, I'm going to draw up on the screen over here. So forgive me. I'm nice and close to the camera, but forgive me for a second. If you take a look right here, this is a very normal distribution curve. Like nothing you fit into your life like feels normal, especially right now. Okay, one of the things that I always use for an example is, okay, there are really, and this one always just strikes me. There's really good drivers and there's really bad drivers. Well, that means that most of us then fit into the meat of this curve. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, some of you are looking at this like, that's how I got through high school, college. Anyway, the meat of the curve basically means 68% of us would fit into the, you're an okay driver. You're not like a good driver. You're not like a really bad driver. Okay, most of us fit into the 68%. Okay, but then you move to a place like what? California. And in California, everybody's kind of a bad driver. Is it okay? Anybody here from California? Huh? Maybe. Maybe it's okay. By the way, we're allowed to make fun of California now. It's open season on California these days. Anyway, or should I say open season? It's going to be on Texas pretty soon, as there's a migration going on. Okay, don't stop in Arizona on the way. Just kidding. So in California, for instance, everybody might be construed as a bad driver. What that basically does is it skews the curve. Okay, there is a tremendous amount of skew in today's marketplace, and that skew is actually providing us huge edge. We're getting paid way more on premium, okay, than you should. We're also seeing drastic amounts of decay. And I'm going to explain all of this again. This is where I'm going to tell you right now. If you're brand new and you've never really traded before, you're like, okay, I got the term skew. That's all I want you to take away. If you're experienced, okay, you kind of know a little bit and you've traded a bit, what I want you to take away from this, okay, is that things are not normal. Okay, things haven't been normal for a year. There's a huge amount of skew. Okay, there's actually, when you start looking at these curves, there's what they call skew, and there's kurtosis, and there's, I can go on and on about it. But for the most part, this perfect little distribution curve is all kinds of tweaked right now, and it's providing a huge amount of edge to those that know how to go after it. Okay, how can we use skew to our advantage? Skew provides edge in the sale of out of the money options. Now, again, I said options. I know it's the O word. How many people here have actually some point, some way or shape or form have traded options? Okay. How many people here seriously have traded options? It's okay if you haven't. All right. Some people have, some people haven't. Oh, that's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. By the way, somebody's like, I got beaten up. So anybody here, anybody here brand new, just say, I'm a newbie. If you've never traded options before, just scream it out. I'm a newbie. By the way, you can scream at your screen. I don't care. The whole thought just amuses me though. Anyway, like a lot of traders right now in this business in the last year have got involved in options. So I've been involved in options. I haven't been around it my entire life, but I started making markets and so forth in 1998. And a lot has changed in this business. But one of the things that no one saw coming is retail. Like 2020, people are like locked down, volume soared of options. The number of premium buyers, though, has been insane. I mean, that's what people are doing in like the GameStops and the AMCs and the Teslas. They've been buying boatloads of options. The irony of that is all of those retail people that have gotten involved in the markets, that is in very large part why we're so skewed, why we're so tweaked. And I'm actually going to show you, all right, where that edge lies in here. So in effect, tweaking pricing has become incredibly beneficial for premium sellers. Again, many traders or buyers we're actually going to look at the sell side of options. And I know this is where everybody turns around. Okay, everybody turns around and they go, but I want to buy options. You're going to see exactly why we sell options, how to actually control risk, all of it here today. First of all, retail traders gone wild. I was telling you guys a minute ago. Again, after 15 years in the brokerage world, okay, I'm allowed to say this. This is insane. Okay, it's insane. By the way, this is I took this one March 19th. This screenshot March 19th. 44 million option contracts traded. You're like, oh, is that a lot? You have no idea. Well, here's the average. Look, here's the 2021 year-to-date average is 43 million contracts a day. Like I didn't cherry pick like a wild day or anything. It was an expiration day, but we were just doing like average that day, 44 million contracts, 43 million contracts. Last year at this time, we were doing about 30 million contracts. The volume is up, you know, what, 25% year over year. It's 25% plus year over year, and it's only getting better. The number of option contracts trading right now, it is in very large part due to retail traders. And if you ask, how could you possibly know that? All you have to do is actually go look at the order flow from Robinhood, look at the order flow from TD Ameritrade, Tastyworks, all the other brokerage platforms. Their order flow is through the roof, and they display how many trades their clients do on a daily basis. It's called DARTs, Daily Avenue Revenue Trades. With that, let's get down again to business, learning to sell options. Listen, many people have kind of heard this, and they've heard it only kind of through the grapevine. Selling options is a way to make money. Again, how many people have actually heard that before? Selling options is a way to make money. But you're like, is this going to be like Tesla? If you haven't noticed, Tesla's been dead. Okay, it's over, baby. It's over. And I think that frustrates a lot of people because now they're looking for like the next Tesla, the next game, you know, stop, the next AMC. They're constantly searching. I'm going to tell you right now, what you trade, okay, is not nearly as important as how you're actually executing those trades. We're not going to be looking for a needle in a haystack right now. Okay, the edge exists in the general market. I'm actually going to route a few trades today. Listen, so selling options, all right, is a way that, you know, so many people like they get involved in selling options, and people get involved and they buy options, then they hear and they come in here and like, okay, you should sell options. They learn to sell options. But if you've experimented with selling options, you're going to know full well there's risk involved. Okay. Today's session, we're just going to separate myths from real risks, fact from fiction. Okay. Everything about selling options premium. And again, do not panic because you can do this. Again, maybe you know nothing about options, and that's okay for today's session. Newsflash, okay? One thing I'm just adamant about, selling premium can now be done in incredibly small accounts. That was not true even 2 years ago, okay? Selling premium can be done now in extremely small accounts, even as small as $2,000, and you can even sell premium inside of retirement accounts, okay? Very few people know, all right, that so much has changed. Even some of the most experienced traders do not know that there's new products where you can actually sell premium in an IRA. You can sell naked calls in an IRA. You could sell naked puts in an IRA, and the margin held is minuscule. And we're actually going to talk a little bit about that. That's for the more experienced traders. So for starters, if you are a newbie, look to grasp big concepts regarding probability and risk. So let's jump into it. Let's dive in. So there's a couple of different facets of selling premium, and I always throw this slide in here whenever I talk about selling premium, because there's like 20 different ways to sell premium. Okay, all of these terms mean like the same thing, and what I'm saying is when somebody says selling premium, what it kind of means is they're selling options. Right? Okay. They're selling options. Selling premium can be referred to in a number of ways. Selling premium is called selling premium. Number two, it can be called credit spreads. Oh, yeah, credit spreads. You could do short call and short put spreads, which is the same thing as credit spreads, which is the same thing as selling premium. You could do delta neutral trading. There's a lot of different types of delta neutral, but affectionately, definitely delta neutral is absolutely selling premium. And then you could do like selling naked, and there's iron condors and mambo combos. All of it's the exact same stuff. Listen, selling premium can be used to create both bullish and or bearish positions, okay? But generally, selling premium is kind of construed, if you will, as market neutral. Next, probability and profitability. Your trading is based on probability. Whether you know that or not, everything you do in this business, you buy a stock, it's still based on probability. Okay. Trade options based on probability. Now, you and I can create trades all day long with a 90% probability of success. But does that mean you're going to make money? And I want to bring this situation to a head to begin with. Let me make it a little cooler in here. Okay. So I want to bring, sorry, out of the camera angle over there, I had to turn the air on. Okay. It's hot. Now it's like 86 degrees outside. I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because we get emails every single day here at TheoTrade, constantly. What is your track record of success? And we'll show you all of that, absolutely show you all of that. And I'll show you every single trade. And as I said, okay, I go right into, my monitor tab here. Okay. I'll go into my account statement all day long. I obviously don't have any trades on Skew. Okay. This is 30 days back of everything that I've ever, that I've done in this account over the last 30 days. And we'll actually pick apart everything that I do, and that's fine. But I want you guys to know something, because I look at track records of others and people send me track records and go, hey, look, man, this guy is right 90% of the time. I'm just going to be very frank with you. Okay. You could put a monkey in front of a screen, an actual monkey in front of a screen, and the monkey, as long as you told him which option to sell, it could be right 90% of the time. But that does not mean that that monkey is going to make money. All right. All you have to basically do to be right 90% of the time is come over here to this trade tab. Here's the spiders. Everybody familiar with the spiders? The SPY, the S&P 500 ETF. I want you to look at this for a second. Just bear with me. We're going to go 59 days out, and I'm going to have every option open, and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling, and I'm going to change one of these. Okay, this is an information layout. I'm going to go options, theoreticals, and Greeks, and I'm going to go probability out of the money. Okay, so far there's nothing a monkey can't do. Monkey knows probability, okay, out of the money. And if you've ever used these calculations, okay, these are my babies, man. This is what I did for the better part of 15 years. I worked on the platform, built a lot of the equations on here, but like probability in the money, probability out of the money, here you go. Okay, what I'm highlighting in here, what I'm trying to allude to is, if you sell that option, you have a 90% probability. You go, yay. That doesn't mean you're going to make money, because what's going to happen to the other 10% of the time? Ooh, don't worry, you're going to find out. But you need to learn the right way, okay, the right way to do this. And that just selling blindly, okay, isn't the right way. Probability alone does not make you profitable. So don't ever get lured in when somebody says that you have I'm right 95% of the time. Anybody can be right 95% of the time. And I really, really stress that to you. Does that make sense to everybody? Because I like to separate that fact from the fiction. High probability means nothing. When somebody says, I'm right, okay, 80% of the time, well, listen, I'm right 90% of the time if I want to be, okay? But it doesn't necessarily construe the making of money. Markets are always a trade-off. Markets are always a series of trade-offs. Higher probability, higher risk. You can be right 90% of the time, you can still lose money. So where can you find edge? That is what you are here for, correct? Okay, great, because we're going to go in there and we're going to show you a couple of things that are very, very important. So let's get down to business. Discovering probability and premium selling tactics. Now, in this first example, the very first example I'm going to do here, we have a $50 stock. Doesn't matter what stock it is. What stock do you guys want it to be? Huh? Are there any $50 stocks even out there anymore? You're like, no. Okay, it's frustrating. I mean, you wonder why everybody started moving into options. I'll tell you why they started moving into options, because stuff like what? Tesla, it's a $668 stock. Yeah, I went out and I bought one share. I was terrified after I bought one share. Somebody yesterday actually sent me a great email that said, they said they own 6.4 shares of Tesla. I'm like, oh, fractional shares? Like, really? Have we come to this point? Anyway, the point of me taking you into here, okay, is it's not going to matter what stock it is, but I just want to show you there's just a lot of really just high price stocks, even like Twitter, Bank of America. It's crazy out there, right? Let's assume that you have a $50 stock, okay? And in my very first example, I just want to go out there and I want to teach the logic of selling premium. okay? So what we're gonna do over here is we're gonna go out, okay? And we're gonna look at a 60 call. And the 60 call is gonna be trading for exactly, okay, $1. So, and this is good for 30 days. You guys with me? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna sell, okay, a 60 call, and I'm gonna collect exactly $1. This trade is considered a credit, all right? So stop right there. Let's actually go through the odds and ends of it, okay? I went out and sold a 60 call. You're like, wait a second. I've never traded options. I have no idea what you're doing. Well, in options, you can buy options, you can sell options. You can open positions by buying options. You can open positions by selling options. In this case, I'm actually selling an option, but let's look at both sides of it. The 60 call, what is a 60 call? 60 call gives the right to what? To buy the stock at 60. 60 call gives you the right to buy the stock at 60, but I'm not buying the 60 call, I'm selling the 60 call. So I'm giving somebody else the right to buy my stock from me at 60. Do I own any stock? No. Do I want to own the stock? No, not really. Do I have to own the stock? No. So why do I sell it? Why am I selling a 60 call? I want to collect $1. But selling a 60 call obligates me to give somebody stock at 60. So let's look at this. Why would you want to buy a 60 call? You want to buy a 60 call because you think the stock is going to go soaring higher. Why would you want to sell a 60 call? Because even if the stock does go soaring higher, okay, it would have to go above 60 for you to start losing money. Does that make sense to everybody? So look, what can happen to you with the 60 call? Again, we didn't buy it. We did what? We sold it. We sold it. And let's say, for argument's sake, again, just for this first example, don't freak out on me, but just for this first example, let's assume that we sold a 60 call and we sold it naked. Now, anybody that's traded before, they go, he said naked. I don't like this. I don't know if I like this guy. I'm just giving you an example. Calm, breathe, because we got to talk a little bit about edge, where edge lies in this business. Okay. So if you take a look at this 60 call, all right, what can happen to you? First of all, I don't own stock. I don't want to own stock. I'm never going to own the stock. I sell the 60 call. It obligates me to give somebody stock at 60, but I don't even own any stock. So if the stock stays flat over the next 30 days, I keep $1. Oh, yeah, I want my $1. I keep my $1. That's if the stock stays flat. What did you do over 30 days? Okay, you sit there and you're like biting your nails and so forth. It's awesome. Okay, what happens if the stock goes down? Let's say the stock goes all the way down to, it goes down to 40. Well, the 60 call does what? It expires worthless. What if the stock starts going up? When it hits 55, you're probably going to wet yourself. That's okay. And it goes all the way to 57. You're like, shaking at the screen over there. You're salivating on the keyboard. It's awesome. And then what happens if one day the stock is actually taken over? It could go all the way to 100. Ooh, what do you do if the stock goes up to 100? Okay. You're like throwing up in the corner, because if the stock goes to 100, somebody actually says, I want my stock at 60. You go, I don't own any stock. They go, that's great. Go buy the stock at 100 to give me the stock at 60. You lose $40. You go, I don't like this game. It's not fair. But that happens to a lot of people. All I want to get to right now, are we okay? Clearly, I've had a lot of caffeine today, but are we okay in understanding this example? Okay. So like somebody would probably say, like, lay off the caffeine there, big guy. Anyway, somebody would actually say like, hey man, you're crazy, dude. Don't go out. Listen, I'm not propositioning in this case that you need to go out and sell options naked. Okay. What I am actually telling you though, is if you sell, okay, the 60 call and you sell it for $1, this trade has an incredibly high probability. Okay, because the stock can go down, the stock can stay flat, the stock can even go up, and you're still making money. There's probably a 90% probability associated with that. Okay, but in today's marketplace, there is what we term skew, and the skew can actually provide even a higher probability inside of the market. Are we okay? All right, because again, all you have to do, sweat for the next 30 days, and you too could be the proud, okay, keeper of the $1. Yeah. All right. I hope that makes like a degree of sense. Boy, yes, I actually do like teaching this stuff. That, and I might have a little bit of Red Bull in here. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. I was fading this afternoon. So we're back on Eastern time for a long time. This island doesn't change clocks. We were an hour ahead of East time. I'm finally back on East Coast time. I like it. I like it. So I just wanted to throw what premium selling was. And that was a call. You know, you got to understand in this business, you don't just have to sell, okay? You could sell like a 60 call, but couldn't you also sell, for instance, a 40 put? Could you do them at the same time? Because that way, okay, the stock can go up and the stock can go down, but the stock cannot go both ways at the same time. Does that make sense to everybody? So it behooves me, if I'm going to sell something here, to possibly sell something here, because for margin, they can only tie up margin on one side or the other. Oh, now I'm just throwing that out there. Now, time out. We're just, hey, listen, just throwing a couple of examples out. Now we're going to get a little bit more serious. Okay. I got to walk everybody into this. Selling options equals positive time decay. It's what we call theta. Theta is the daily whittling down of an option's value. Anybody ever heard the term theta? Okay. Oh, my theta hurts. When you sell options, every day that passes, okay, theta burns in your favor. Okay, theta burn, meaning that that dollar, okay, that dollar just burns and burns and burns and burns. As time passes, the options you sell start to really kick in and decay exponentially. Let's take a moment to review decay. By the way, how many people here have actually seen a decay graph? Okay, this is one that's going to blow you guys away. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care how experienced you are, okay, I am going to blow your mind in about, give me about 5 minutes and it's going to be mind blown, because there is a huge freaking misconception in options. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you came here today and you're like, where's the charts, the MACDs, the Fibonacci's, the Bollinger Bands, where are they? There aren't any, because edge for me, I'm a quantitative trader, all right? I grew up around math geeks. My family were like a family of math geeks. You know, geek used to be like, you know, a negative term. Now it's like an endearing term. My middle child, he's like, I am a math geek. And he's like proud to wear that one, just like my dad. I don't know if this is a good thing, because when I grew up, that was a kind of a weird thing. Anyway, when you look at this, all right, what people gather about this is a very simple, it's very simple in context. And everybody learns options the same way. They go, I went out and I bought this option for $3 on GameStop. And then it goes, oh, like this. And then like a couple days later, it was worth 280 and I was nervous. And then the next second, it was like, it was worth $2 and I was really upset because I've already lost 1/3. And then the option was worth 50 cents. And I'm like, screw it. It's not even worth selling anymore. And before you know it, it's worth what? 0. That's how decay works, right? Everybody okay? This is how decay works. You go, I'm shrinking. It's like the Wicked Witch that gets water dumped on her, or Red Bull in this case. So this is actually how decay works. Yeah, okay? Couldn't be further from the truth, okay? Decay is all kinds of messed up right now. And this is the whole idea of like Ultima trades. Options do decay at the square root of time, but the decay graph that everybody uses, and people that even teach options, they don't get into the mathematics of it. The decay graph that everybody's been using for like the last 30 years is of at the money options. That doesn't work anymore, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're actually going to look at $100 product, okay? And I am going to show you some real examples here. All right, so this is $100 product now. All right, we're going to ramp this up. We're going to go out and we're going to sell way out here. We're going to sell the 120 calls, okay? We're going to sell the 120 calls, okay? And we're going to sell those here. Let's just make it for $1 again. I'm going to sell the 120 calls. And we're going to sell them for $1. Now, what do I want to have happen in this marketplace? Okay, what do I want to have happen in this marketplace? Well, I want that stock to stay where? Either go down or stay flat or go up a little bit. But I want you to see, look how far out of the money we are. I mean, that's far. You have to go up $20 just for what? Just for me to kind of feel even like approached by the marketplace. Does that make sense? Okay. because now I'm going to take it even a step further. Now we're going to get even more serious, right? Now I'm going to go even further out of the money. I'm going to take you, okay, all the way to like the 130 calls, okay? And those 130 calls, I don't even care at this point, okay? Let's say we sell them for 80 cents, okay? And those 130 calls, guess what? They're going to be like 90 days out. There's 90 days left to those. Like in the next 90 days, can we go up $30? Yes! You're not going to hold the position for 90 days. How long are you going to hold the position? You're only going to hold the position for 30 days. Doesn't matter that they're 90 days out. You're only going to hold the position for 30 days. How much of that, how much of the 80 cents can you make in 30 days? Come on, I want to know. Okay. I'm going to go out and I'm going to sell option premium. And I'm going to sell option premium literally 90, 100 days out. It's crazy. Totally crazy. Come on, I grew up around options. I know that options decay faster the closer you come to expiration. Options decay faster the closer you come to expiration. I'm going to go 90 days out. These 130 calls, see those 130 calls right there? Those are going to be all the way out. June, July. Right now is what? Right now is the end of March. So these are going to be June, July. Okay. They're going to be June or July. They're 90 days out, but I'm only going to hold them for 30 days. Then I'm going to duck and cover. Okay. Why? Because in the next 30 days, you know, the probability of going up like 30%, it's insanely low. It's like almost impossible. How much can I possibly make? I want to know how much I can make on this trade. Come on, this is the interactive portion on a percentage basis. What do you guys think you can make? Anybody? Ah, 20%, 20%, 25 cents, 30 cents. Okay. Ah, you looked. Somebody looked. I know it took you too long to answer that question. You looked. You cheated. Let's go into the real marketplace and find out. Okay. What we're actually going to do now is we're going to go specifically into the S&Ps here. First of all, let me just look at the count really quick. How we doing today? We're fine. Just fine. I'm fine. It's all going to be okay. We're rocking now. Spoos are moving around a little bit. We're going to go into the spiders. Why the spiders? You know what? I'm just going to use the spiders for my example. It doesn't have to be the spiders, but the spiders are like kind of a marquee product. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something that's exactly 115 days out. Why? Because I think it's the 115 days. For those of you that have traded some options, it really bothers you to no end that options 115 days are going to decay much more rapidly than you ever would have considered. So I'm going to go 115 days out, and I want you to think about this, and I'm even going to write it down out here. We're going to come all the way out. Let's get crazy. Okay, here. Let's go to an option that's right at $1. Is that fair? Okay, and I'm actually going to write this one up here. So just hang with me, because I'm literally, when I say I'm going to write it up here, we're going to look in this case, right, at the 440 calls. And the 440 calls, okay, for July are trading for exactly $1. Okay, they're actually doing a little bit better than that, right? So they're trading for $1. Okay, time out. What is that option going to be worth? Okay, what's that option going to be worth about 30 days from now? How can I find out? I'm going to look at the 115-day options, then I'm actually going to open up the 87-day options. Why am I going to open up the 87-day options? Because looking at an 87-day option kind of fast forwards like a month. Does that make sense to everybody? If you have 115 days, and then all of a sudden you look at the same option that only has 87 days, effectively, what are you doing? Okay, you're just kind of fast forwarding a month. And people, that ain't even a full month. It's not even a full month, right? 115 days. So it's 15 plus 13, yada, yada, yada. This is not even a full month. Okay, so let's open it up. Let's open it up. Let's scroll all the way out to the what? Okay, to the 440s. Oh, this is the golden child. Okay, God, that one could not have worked out any better. Look at that. Now they're trading for 50 cents. He shoots, he scores. It's 50%. You can make 50% in under a month, okay, with selling superior far out of the money options. And you go, well, how come then? How come? What do I do the other 87 days? Nothing. Why do you just close the position? Why don't you just get in, get out, and close the position? Be done. Think about that for a second. Why you got to hold it? What do you want? You want to take some losses? You don't have to take losses. In fact, okay, I like it. Okay, I like it. Let's do it. All right, the market's down today. I would never sell options in a down market ever. but I'm going to give you guys an example. So let me make sure I'm in the right account. I'm in a portfolio margin account. I'm actually going to throw this in the Theta portfolio. Maybe, maybe not. Here, we're $1 at $1.03. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to route aggressively. When I say route aggressively, okay, the market right now is $1, $1.03. I'm going to close this up down below. And I'm actually going to route this trade at $1.02. If I routed it at $1.02, the market's going to move 102, 103. You ready? Fire! So we're going to move 102, 103. Okay. So there, ooh, they shifted the market right before, by the way, right before I actually routed the trade, they shifted the market a little bit. So I'm now working at 102. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cancel replace the order. Now we're going to go 99, 101. The market's actually moving because it's selling off. Forgive me. Okay. I'm going to come in at 101. So now I'm in at 101. Okay. And again, this is a real marketplace. So it is what it is. Now I'll come in at $1. All I'm going to do is walk the order. Now we're going to be 98 $1. You ready? Confirm and send it. So we're going to be 98 $1 now. Okay. Now they have to actually offer that dollar up. There I am, 98 $1. All I'm going to do is leave that in there working. I'm going to try to fill this right at $1. I want to fill on the offer. Okay. But close that up. The point that I wanted you to see is do not ever tell me that decay is best in short-term options. Why not make 50%, duck and cover, and just make another 50%, duck and cover, make another 50%, but you're worried about margin. You don't need to be worried about margin. Why should you be worried about margin? Okay, because there's a way to do this. You will not have more than $600 of margin tied up, and you can do it inside of an IRA account. In an IRA account, to be fair, you'll have closer to $1,000 of margin tied up. Okay, the amount of margin is negligible, and you can absolutely unequivocally do this in the IRA now. Okay, in fact, I don't mind showing people I have my IRA and I'm doing it over here. Okay, which we'll talk about that later. All right, you guys ready to go on? So why sell options so far out in time? You may have noticed in my example, I sold options 115 days out. Typically, traders sell shorter dated options. But therein lies why you're actually tuning into this webcast, because edge now lies. Edge lies further out in time. That's what we actually do here at TheoTrade. Okay, it's criteria. This isn't like, going out there and having somebody say you should sell options. Okay, listen, everybody can figure that one out. You should sell options. You got to know what options to sell, how far out in time, when to open them, when to close them. Okay, that's what criteria is, and that's what we do here at TheoTrade. Anybody can tell you to sell options. But before I go any further, now we're starting to get place, right? So, by the way, I like this. Somebody said, but in your example, you got 50 cents after 87 days. Okay. Yeah, no, you basically made what? Okay. In 30 days and under 30 days, you made 50%. Do the math, right? You had 115 days, then you have 87 days. Okay. So in 30 days, you made 50%. And you go, what do you do the rest of the time? Why don't you just keep doing the same trade again and again? After what? After 30 days, you just go duck, dive, bail, jump, move to the next position. Does that make sense to everybody? I want to make sure that you guys understand that. Okay. This is good stuff. All right. 90% probability and the 10% happen. Now, 90%, again, I just did a trade a moment ago. That was a 90% probability. In fact, okay, I don't even know if I'm going to fill in here because the market's getting a little crazy. Okay, let's go look. We're going to fill in this trade. Oh yeah, we're going to fill. Okay, so we're going to fill here in any second because we're 99 $1. In fact, when you look at this, you can see my order. Okay, look at that. Captain One Lot rides again. Captain One Lot, that's me. I'm on the Z. It's just exchange designation. Anyway, Captain One Lot rides again. So with this trade, all right, as I said a moment ago, I want you to know it is an incredibly high probability. In fact, the trade that I did has almost a 94% probability, okay? And it sounds great, but 10% of the time, the market's just gonna rip your face right off. You're gonna get absolutely crushed. When you trade high probability strategies and you're wrong, you get hammered. So number one, you need to know the right time frame to sell, okay? You need the right time frame to sell. But number two, you need to know what to do when things do go awry, and they will go awry because this is a marketplace. When you trade high probability and you're wrong, you get hammered, okay? I just want to talk to everybody here. How many people here, again, have sold some options before? How many people have sold some options? Because I'm actually going to give you the plight of the option premium seller, because I want you to understand, okay, that I have seen this, I've been through this. And please, by all means, Okay. If you've ever sold options, you're listening right now and you're thinking, I know this story, man. I know how this happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened to you, right? I want you to remember something. I worked both at Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade for the better part of 15 years. Think I don't know retail clients. I've seen everything that you've ever done. I literally used to sit, okay, behind screens like this every day and watch order flow. And it was like watching sometimes a really bad movie. You're like, lady, don't go in there. He's got an axe, and you couldn't stop the people and they'd walk into the same thing. This is what everybody does when they learn to sell option premium. Usually when people learn to sell options premium, they learn a strategy called the iron condor, and they go out and they trade the iron condor. You go, it worked. Okay. Oh, it worked. So you sold this iron condor and then it worked in the spiders. So and then it worked the next month in the spiders. And in month number 3, now you're doing it in the SPX. And then you do it in the SPX. And then it worked in month number 3. By month number 4, you're like, I'm going to be the next Warren Buffett. And instead of doing 1 contract, now you're doing 10 contracts. Remember, you started in the spiders just 3-4 months ago. And now you're trading a 10 lot in the SPX on the 4th or 5th month. And by the way, the market is evil. It's luring you in. It goes, come on, little more contract size. Come on. It lets you in and then train wreck, and your losses will exceed not only the gains, but it'll wipe out like 50% of your account because you were just amplifying size and having no idea that you were actually walking into the same exact trap that everybody else walks into. That's the plight of the premium seller. And I say, I know, it's like I can see your account. That's because I could for 15 years. I've watched this so many times. And then that happens to you once and you take a big hit, hopefully not too big of a hit. Yeah. By the way, has anybody been through this before? Come on, people. Admitting it's the first step today. This is now a 12-step program for traders. Then, after you do that, okay. By the way, everybody that ever sold premium learns this way. They go, I'm good, I'm dead. And then they come back. And they take a little education, and somebody tells you that you can fix it. Oh, I can fix anything. I'll tell you how to morph the trade, okay, into amalgamation of absolute crap. Fix is a dirty word. Fixing is actually sometimes the dirtiest word. 15 years in the brokerage business. I am such a cynic regarding good trades gone bad. You know how painful it is to watch somebody that you already know that is in margin trouble, okay? And they go, I got it, Don. I'm going to fix this one. I'm like, here we go. Get out a shovel, guy, because you're going to need one right now. Anytime you're fixing a trade, what is it? More good money after bad money, more transaction costs. There's unequivocally no way to fix a trade without putting on more risk, period. The first thing you ever learn in this business is don't throw more good money into bad money. But somebody tells you, no, this is not good money into bad money. This is fixing. So fixing? What is fixing? Okay. Sometimes fixes work, but the very notion of a fix throws good capital after bad capital. Take it out like yesterday's trash. Listen, take a car and you drive it off a cliff and then bring it to a body shop. They're going to tell you the exact same thing I'm about to tell you about your trade. That's a piece of crap. Let it go. There's nothing you can do. You take a car and drive it off of a cliff and bring it to a body shop. They're going to laugh hysterically and they go, that car is worth about 50 grand new, right? Well, that'll cost you 80 grand to fix the $50,000 car. What do you think is going to happen? Okay. It's a piece of junk. Let it go. You got to do this right. Learn. Okay. Learn that you're not going to go out there and fix good trades gone bad. Now, I'm going to get a little deep here for a second. Okay. This is how we actually approach the premium sale. Okay. And it's incredible. I like that. Somebody said it's called defending the trade. I'm defending the trade. I'm going to actually show you defense mechanisms right now. Okay. As we go out and we sell options premium, okay, when we sell options premium, before I've even sold options premium, okay, there are 3 things that I always have on, okay, a combination of these, okay, 1, 2, 3, okay. Number 1 is what we call a VIX vol spread, okay. Number 2 is called an RTS. That stands for risk twist. Number 3 is what we term, okay, a gamma iron. Gamma iron. Those 3 ideas, I'm just throwing you ideas. Those 3 ideas, okay, those are your risk mitigation tactics. Those are actually placed before the premium sale is done. You go, really? Really? Those have to be placed, okay, before you're going to go out there and start to sell some premium. You go, well, why? Okay. I don't know. Every trading firm on the planet uses them. They all use this stuff. VIX volatility spreads. You ever go look at the VIX? Here, go look at the VIX. I'm dead serious. Go look at the VIX sometime. And I know it's like there's some writing up here. Okay. Go look at the VIX. Open up options. I don't know, 56 days out. Go look at like volume and open interest. Okay. Who do you think's out there trading 48,000 contracts, 50,000 contracts, 70,000 contracts in here? Okay. That's 56 days out. Go even shorter term, like the options that are in play right now. Look at this. There's a 10,000 lot, a 70,000 lot. That's one trade. Like somebody placed a 70,000 lot trade in there. Okay. That's a VIX volatility spread. It's the first thing that I actually point out in my account. I have a VIX volatility spread on. It's a hedge. You know what the VIX volatility spread does? Explodes in value if we crash. What do you mean if the market crashes? I don't know. I can't stop a crash. Neither can you, right? So what do? Okay, you got to have a little bit of a hedge on, don't you? Because what we're going to do is we're actually going to go out here and we're going to sell premium on both sides of the marketplace. Assume that this is the spiders. And again, I think that this is a fair assumption to make. Take a quick glance. Yeah, let's actually use the spiders. Okay, the spiders are a $390 product. Okay, so we're going to go in here and we're actually going to say the SPY. Okay, the spiders are at 390. I'm not actually even going to trade the stock. I'm going to be way out here. Okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to sell, for instance, a 440 call. Doesn't matter what I collect on it. I'm also going to go out there and I'm going to sell, for instance, let's say a 460 call, but that'll be in a different expiration. I'll also go out there, for instance, and I'll sell, for instance, I don't know, a 425 call, different expiration. Before I know it, I'm also going to be allocating to the puts. Now, the put side of it's crazy because Skew is huge. Okay, I could be selling in this particular case a 305 put. Okay, I could be selling, for instance, a 290 put. I may even be selling, okay, a 280 put. A timeout right there. I just sold 6 options. Margin is not going to be an issue because everybody like, what about margin? What about margin? What about margin? Okay, it's going to be negligible. So I just sold 6 options out of the money. Okay, all at the exact same time. You know exactly what can happen to you in this marketplace. The market could rally up huge. The market could crash. If the market crashes, what happens? The VIX volatility spread comes into action, mitigates exposure. Not all the exposure, some of the exposure. You want to know how people actually make money in selling premium? They know how to hedge. Okay, they know actually how to reduce the risk before the risk comes. If you don't have prefabricated hedges in place, you're already dead. Nobody told you that, but that's the reality. Use risk twists. The gamma iron can actually hedge the upside. The gamma iron is actually buying what they term an inside hedge. If the market sells off fast and furious, the VIX volatility spread comes to the rescue. Okay, I mean, look, we have to go from 390 all the way down to like 280 for you to get really walloped. Do you know what the volatility index will do at the exact same time? And if we rally all the way up here to like 460, I mean, that would be one of the most stellar rallies of all time. Yeah, and your gamma iron will make all kinds of money in here, okay? And I love to show this stuff because that's what trading is about. And people look at this and they go, but still my heart, it looks like a lot of work, okay? It's not a lot of work, right? The portfolio I'm showing you right here, this is it. Okay, look, there's an HYG. HYG is my risk twist spread. IWM. Check this out. There's a gamma iron on. If I actually looked at this, you'll see a gamma iron. This is an iron condor in here. That's a hedge, right? Then I've got the VIX volatility spread on. We are ready to rock. Okay, I'm ready to sell some serious premium right now. Why am I ready to sell premium? Because volatility is relatively cheap right now. I'm just getting ready, okay, to be able to sell premium against it. And this tiny little portfolio over here just made $1,000 today. Okay, I mean, literally, okay, here's other positions in here, but close those up. This tiny little portfolio is up $1,000 today, okay, with negligible amounts of margin in here. People, this is what's critical in today's marketplace. You got to learn to sell options premium, but you have to learn the right ways to do it. And do not for a second, don't think that this is complicated. You got to look at the theta, okay? Look at, for instance, a delta, and that's it. It takes 2 seconds a day to monitor. You just open up positions and go, is there anything in here I can close? Look, this is up 48%, okay? By the way, I closed a bunch of positions in here. I'll show you those in a moment, okay? Listen, this is why you want to sell premium. Premium can now be sold, okay, in extremely small accounts, under $5,000. In fact, you can sell premium effectively even in a $2,000 account. I'm not talking windfall profitability here, but the margin is going to be negligible. Produces positive theta decay. Okay, can enhance existing positions. You can use some of the techniques that I'm actually discussing today. Okay, you can use some of these techniques against an existing portfolio. You may have a 401k or an IRA. Okay, some of the things I'm talking about, number one, could be used to reduce risk of your 401k or IRA, but number two can also enhance those positions, meaning like you own a bunch of Apple, you're going to learn the right options right now to sell against Apple. Okay, you have like, an ARC fund, you're going to learn, okay, that Kathy Wood is not necessarily the answer, and you can actually sell premium around the ARC funds. Okay, so, oh, we filled. So here, if you're kind of curious, we just filled on that position. So working and filled. All right. Oh, actually, I just filled another closing position on there. I just closed my 435 calls. Okay, look at the time, 14:05. That's right, 2:05 Eastern time. So that wasn't an opening position, people. That was actually a closing position over there. So again, enhances existing positions, provides an incredibly high probability of success. The trades that I'm showing you here, okay, most of the time, I don't even have to be monitored. You already have the hedges in place. Okay, you never need to buy or sell the stock. And again, you can be wrong on market direction. One thing I want to stress, okay, is what I'm actually doing in here. Yeah, you can put market bias into play. You can say like, yeah, I'm a little bit more bullish, I'm a little bit more bearish, okay? But you can produce profitable trades without having to be right. And I'm telling you, you need this in your life. If you haven't seen markets just in the last couple of months, take a look at any major tech stock. Are they even going up anymore? I mean, other than maybe Facebook, which is about to break into highs, but are they even going up? Google hasn't done anything for like 2 months. Apple hasn't done anything since August. Okay. Microsoft, nothing. Okay. None of your tech stocks, the NASDAQ is actually down. I'm telling you, for the foreseeable future, you need this in your life. Like, selling premium can potentially bring in consistent returns, but the key is the risk mitigation, the minimizing your risk. If you want to learn how to do this and do this right, to sell premium and minimize risk, you got to discuss a little bit about criteria, okay? Here are a few live trading examples. Listen, variations of all of the trades that I'm about to display can be done with as little as $2,000 in a funded brokerage account, okay? So I stress to this again, this stuff can be done, okay, in a funded brokerage account and even inside of a retirement account. I always stress that simply because most people look at this and they go, I can't do that. You absolutely unequivocally can. All right, now I'm actually going to show you a little history of some trades. Okay, first of all, I'm going to throw Tesla in here. And the reason I'm throwing Tesla in here, I'm going to show you some trades that I did in December and January. And the reason I'm throwing Tesla specifically, okay, let's actually show you a little bit about Tesla, okay, the market over here. Just going to zoom in for a second. I'm actually showing you trades in this period of time where Tesla went purely vertical, okay? Just close up the left side bar. So Tesla's exploding to the upside. When Tesla was exploding to the upside, look at the trade dates. Everything is here. This is November 30th, okay, to December 4th, okay? Look at it. I actually sold a call. And in this case, I sold it naked just to make a point, okay? Sold it for $3.90, bought it back for 65 cents. And again, what I'm showing you here are just screenshots specifically from Thinkorswim. And again, the exact opening time, the closing time, everything is displayed in here. And by the way, if you're not comfortable with that, I can actually throw into my account statement, I'll actually pull up Tesla and we'll drop back, for instance, 120 days. This is my entire trade history inside of Tesla, okay? Every opening position, there's the 950 call, okay? Look, there it is, right there. There's the 950 call for 390. I'll display it again just so you guys can see where this is coming from, right? For 390. And that 950 call was actually closed, okay? Right here for 65 cents, okay? So this is the trade. Open for 390, closed for 65 cents. This is an 83% return. Now I'm actually going to pick up the pace a little bit. Here's another one where I actually sold calls. Now I'm selling a call in Tesla. The stock is soaring higher. Selling a call in Tesla, the stock is soaring higher, and I'm still making money. Here's a call that I sold for $4.25, bought it back 42 cents. This is a 90% return. Here is another Tesla trade. okay? Because I wanted to make a point. I am doing everything wrong in here, but the skew was so incredible. Look at this one. By the way, this is my my pinnacle of all trades inside of Tesla. I love this one. I love this one because I sold a 1260 call. I sold a 1260 call. Like, look where Tesla is right now. It's like, 600 and some odd dollar stock. I sold a 1260 call for 450. I bought it back for $1.90. Okay. And again, Tesla, at the entire time that I'm displaying this, Tesla was soaring higher. Okay. It only started selling off. And I didn't even show you any trades of when it started selling off. I don't care. Okay. Because you could have done everything wrong in Tesla and still made money on the premium sale. It's a 58% return for being dead wrong in that particular time period. Okay, here's a bond trade. I figured I'd show you some bonds because bonds don't tie up very much margin. If you've never seen bonds before, hey, I sold some puts and bonds. Sold the puts for 14 ticks, bought them back for 6 ticks, a 57% return. That was actually done right towards the beginning of the year. Okay, here's actually another bond short put, sold it for 15 ticks, bought it back for 7 ticks, 53% return. A timeout. You could do 1 contract, you could do 10 contracts. People go, how much money is that? We'll discuss that in a moment. Here's the IWM. I'm selling a short call. Now, again, I'm specifically showing you IWM. Okay, who knows about IWM, the Russell? What's the Russell done this year? Seriously, what's the Russell done this year? IWM. Okay. IWM since the beginning of the year is one of the most stellar up moves. I know over the last couple of days, it's actually backed off, but it's had one of the most stellar up moves. At one point, it was actually up 21% in a year-to-date basis. I am actually going to show you right now. I sold naked calls in IWM. I did everything wrong. 62% return. Look how fast this is too. Okay, 62% return. Sold them for $1.46, bought it back for what? For 56 cents. Now, when I show you this, you can go out there and you can do 1 contract. And 1 contract, okay, it's $146, okay? And then what? You buy it back for 56. So what are you really making in here? You're like, oh, whatever, man. I'm making like a couple of bucks. Listen, you can put zeros to the end of this. You just do 10 contracts in here. But I like to show small trades, okay? Because small trades are applicable to everybody. And again, I'm showing you literally naked and everybody worries about the margin. Don't worry about the margin, okay? Don't worry about the margin because there's ways to do this. So here, I sold a call, bought it back, 62% return, okay? Now, again, if you look at this very carefully, I'm actually flipping through. This is the bond trade. This is an IWM trade. Here's another IWM trade. This IWM trade opened on January 12th, closed on what? On February 1st, 53% return. Now, in this time frame, this is a call. Look what this stock did. I opened it on like the 12th, which is right here, okay? The stock soared higher, came back down, and I actually closed it somewhere in here, okay? Soared higher again. And again, I'm showing you, I am dead wrong in terms of direction, making a 53% return. Here's another Tesla position. This is the 1575 call. Look at this. Sold for 266, bought it back for 64 cents, 76% return. Here's a SPY short put. These are puts that I was selling in the spiders. Opened January 29th, closed February 3rd. Okay, sold for $1.46, bought back for 58 cents, 60% return. Okay, here's another SPY short put, 50% return. Opened for 241, closed for $1.20. Here's another SPY short put, opened for what? Okay, for 284, closed for $1.39. And again, I want to show you. Okay, every one of these trades, let's type in the spiders. Whoops. Every one of these trades, I'm cruising over to the account statement. I'm literally showing you the entire history of everything I've actually done. So I was talking about selling a couple of puts. There's the 384 puts. Here's some of the 279 puts, the 275 puts, okay, the 260 puts. That's what I'm at right now. These are the 260 puts. And again, I'm showing you literally the account history. I just wanted you to see where this was actually, these are screenshots actually taken from Thinkorswim. Sold for 284, bought back for $1.39, 51% return. Here's a SPY short call, okay? And the SPY short call over here, again, this is sold for $1.20, bought back for 52 cents, 57% return. Another SPY short call for 49% return. Another SPY short call. Okay, this one's actually held short amount of time, actually opened for $1.82. Okay, closed it for 91 cents, a 50% return. Okay, here's another QQQ short call. So now you've actually seen what? You've seen some Tesla. Okay, you've seen the bonds. Okay, you've seen some IWM, you've seen some QQQ. Obviously, you've seen the spiders. We haven't traded more than 5 different products over there. And I was just showing you Tesla to make an argument, you know. So here's one opened up January 20th, closed February 22nd for a 62% return inside of the Qs. Okay, another short call held for what? Almost exactly 30 days. Okay, 53% return. Here's another QQQ short call for what? A 50% return, closed. Okay, here's another one open January 20th, closed the 23rd, exactly a 50% return. Here's yet another QQQ short call. You getting bored yet? Okay, for a 64% return. By the way, if you haven't noticed here in the QQQ, I do a lot. Okay, here's all of the opening positions. You can see sell to open. Look at all the different calls: 355, 360, 370, 365, 375, 385, 390. Then what did I do? Bought them all back. And you can actually see on the 22nd to 23rd, I was going hog wild, sold some strangles, bought those back. Okay, it's been a free for all lately in premium selling. So again, 53% return. Here's another one, 57% return. Opened it for 91 cents, closed for 31 cents. Here's another one, IWM. Opened it, it's exactly a month, 56% return. It's exactly what I showed you guys in the example over there. Here's one, February 4th, closing February 26th. Okay, and I just go on and on all day long, 54% return. Here's another one, 54% return. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more recent. Here we are into March. Okay, I'm showing you entire, literally like a history of a handful of products for the quarter. Okay, so for March, the QQQ short put, 52% returned, opened for $1.78, closed for 86 cents. IWM short put, okay, closed on March 10th, 49% return. Another IWM short put, closed 47% return. QQQ short put, closed 49% return. Another short put, 51% return. Bond short call. This bond short call was actually closed on the 12th. Here we're actually getting even more recent. This is yesterday. IWM short call closed for 54% return. Here was also yesterday an IWM short call closed for 51% return. And here we are literally to today. Okay. Today I actually closed 3 or 4 trades. Let's go take a quick glance. Take a quick glance over here at my account statement. Okay. In my account statement, these are my filled orders today. So I've actually closed, okay, a SPY trade, closed a bond, closed what? 1, 2, 3 other trades have actually closed. These are all buy to close, buy to close, buy to close. I've actually closed profitably. Okay, 5 different trades today. I only have 4 in this slide deck because the 5th one just filled as we were on here. But I actually opened this for $1.21, closed for 61 cents. Okay, here's another one. Closed for a 50% return inside of the spiders. Okay, IWM short call closed today, literally 53% return. Okay, bond short put. I actually sold puts inside of the bonds. Closed today for a 50% return. Okay, again, this is the most phenomenal time, right, to be back selling premium. And it's been a while. And again, it is on right now. Retail traders, okay, retail traders have to understand premium selling is where it's at. Okay, but you have to know how to do this. Okay, you're going to learn a skill set that can literally last you a lifetime. You know, the other aspect is a lot of people now are working from home, and when are you ever going to have time like this again? Okay, if you're quarantined, and I know some people are actually, you know, are quarantined, maybe not so much here in the US, but specifically inside of Europe, it's a great way to actually emerge stronger and better financial shape. A little bit at what our members are saying. I just took a couple snapshots of our members. Daniel Fabian, this is a couple months back, but hey guys, new member, been lurking here in chat for about a month, was short the SPY. TheoTrade is the only membership I've ever had that pays for itself and then some. This other one comes from Brent W. You won't find a more supportive, more profitable room anywhere in the retail business. Okay. The other aspect I really want to lay into hard about this, premium selling is a little bit more hands off. Okay. We have traders here at TheoTrade that do trade all day throughout the course of every day. Okay. But the trade shown today, all right, I routed a trade, didn't even fill. I routed a trade here. Okay. Everything that I'm displaying today, every trade that I just went through, and I know that that was like an arduous process, right? Short call, bought it back 50%, short call, bought it back, you know, X percent. Tesla, bought it back. All of those trades, okay, are categorized. All the trades are actually what? Okay. In a portfolio, all the trades are available for you to see and see live. We don't sit here and just blindly trade. Okay. We show everybody, again, it's the full Monty here of what our positions happen to be. The trade results, though, are perfect for part-timers. You don't have to do every position. Okay. Selling premium, though, you need to know is hands off. It's set and forget order types. You can actually sell something for like $1 and enter an order to buy it back, good till canceled. And the trade will fill just well when it can fill, when it can actually buy back, all right, for that perfect percentage. Even a fraction of your time is enough to see, okay, results. So there's some characteristics though of selling Ultima Premium, okay? The attributes of selling high probability premium are undeniable, okay? You never have to do what? Buy or sell the stock. The risk is limited to precisely your comfort level. Now I know I've been so like elusive about the margin side of it. Okay, there are certain secrets that we do keep here at TheoTrade, but margin is not going to be an issue. All right. You don't need stop orders. You can vary time frames, and varying time frames further minimizes your risk. The probability of profit is high, but this is the perfect strategy to also enhance one's stock portfolio, but it's also a great tool for those of you that are trying to build your account. This is much more about consistency. Okay. I mean, that's what premium selling is about consistency. And again, new products, and I stress this, new products allow for the sale of options in nearly any account size. And I love being elusive about that because some of you are like, how do you do this in a smaller account? You can, and you will, and you can do it inside of an IRA. You're going to be building a portfolio of options. Do not let options intimidate you. And I always stress that because options, listen, selling premium can initially be done for minimal credits and minimal risk, but the sale of premium it's a massive power saw, okay? And that's always my analogy for really anything in the option side of the business, but selling premium, especially selling premium is the quickest, the fastest, the safest, the easiest way to get where you want to go in the stock market. But you need to know how to do this properly. Don't just go run out there. It's like somebody literally running over to like a table saw that's never used one before. And they're like, yeah, just turn that sucker on and start shoving things through it. You're going to lop off a couple of fingers if you don't know what you're doing. Selling premium, okay, is the exact same thing. And you need to learn how to mitigate those risks. And that's why I talked about a risk twist spread. That's why I talked about, okay, take a quick look at my account. You'll see a VIX volatility spread on in here. You're like, oh, what's that? It's a VIX volatility spread. What is it designed to do? The VIX volatility spread, it's going to be there to hold me and hug me in the event that the marketplace does crash. And it's on right now. And I don't even have the premium sold because I just put it on the other day. Okay. Listen, you can sell Ultima Premium and minimize risk. Okay. And I like this. It's be prepared, not scared. Maybe you have limited options experience. Okay. Maybe you've placed limited option trades. Again, don't let that part intimidate you. You're going to need these strategies for the foreseeable market future. Stock picking is going to get incredibly difficult. All right. It's going to be incredibly difficult. All right. We can show you how, and we can show you when to sell premium in a matter of a few hours. And you do have to put a little effort into it. Like I want you to know right now, selling premium, everybody in this business, okay, everybody in the stock market, they go, can I just see a piece of software with red and green flashing arrows? Like, listen, this is not instant coffee and instant tea. You want to do this, okay? You gotta work for it a little bit. Okay. In any profession, you're gonna have to work for it a little bit, but it's, that knowledge and those concepts, that's what we hand you here. We give you the criteria to do this. TheoTrade creates detailed recipes, okay, for every trading strategy, including, okay, Ultima Premium selling. And the way that it explains, it's like, listen, the first time through, you probably wouldn't bake a cake without a recipe. Why would you trade without one? And people do that all the time. Listen, this is what you need to know to successfully sell Ultima Premium for a living. First, you got to know what underlying stocks or indices make the best Ultima Premium candidates. So you have to know, hey, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go to sell premium? Oh, you already learned. I could go to the IWM. I can go to the QQQ. I can go to the spiders. Maybe Tesla. No, Tesla's not in the ballpark anymore. You have to know what the candidates are. How do you know what the candidates are? What volatility should I seek out? Volatility is actually a good start. You're going to be amazed. Stuff like GameStop, not a chance. You have no chance. Okay, you will lose money every single time selling premium of those in the long run. You got to know exactly what volatility to seek out. You have to know what options expiration do I select. You just saw 115 days a couple of minutes ago. 115 days seems like a long time, okay? Well, it's going to vary a little bit depending upon the volatility. What should be the delta of the option I sell? Delta, delta, delta. That's saying, what's the probability in this trade? Should I do a 90% trade? Should I do a 95% trade? We dial that in, okay? What options do I buy against my position? Oh, that's the VIX volatility spread. That's the risk twist spread. That's the gamma iron condor. You don't just go out there and blindly like, okay, I'm in the dark. I'm going to sell some premium. You got to go out there. Okay, you got to sell options, but you got to have those hedges on. And hedges, they have to cost very, very small amounts. Because if you pay too much for the hedge, guess what you are? Okay, you're going to be trying to tread water just to be able to break even, and that's not worth it. Okay, how do I actually build the position? Like, how do I build the position? I sell a couple of these, buy a couple of these, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Like, how do I actually build this position? Okay, do I need a large amount of capital in my account? No. Again, I've been alluding to the margin. Okay, the margin crisis the entire time. You're not going to need a lot of capital in your account. You're going to actually be pleasantly surprised to see that even with $2,000 account, you can do this. What is the right amount of risk for me? You have to dial that down. If you don't know what kind of risk is right for you, like, hey, if I said to you right now, you have a $50,000 account, how much risk are you willing to take of that $50,000 account? You need to have an answer like that. We help dial that in. Okay. What are the percentage returns supposed to be? Hey, you saw what was my most frequent percentage return? We dial that down. Again, we'll give you the exact percentage return, the right volatility, what products to use. Are they liquid enough? What volatility is in favor? What volatility is out favor? What, again, what's the exact delta? What hedges I should use? How many hedges should I use? Okay. How do I protect myself from market crashes when selling options? All right. Let me show you exactly what we do here at TheoTrade. TheoTrade creates recipes in trading. All right. And whenever I talk about like a recipe in trading and I start talking about criteria, this is actually, it's the same thing. Like when you go through a TheoTrade course, and we talk about recipes and we talk about criteria, the way this is actually designed is a checklist format. Okay. It's the same. And I love giving this analogy. If you were a pilot and you hopped into a Boeing 747, there's no key in the ignition, hit the throttle and go. They literally go through a very definitive checklist. And that's the part where I say, this is not instant coffee, instant tea. No, you need to go through a checklist. You need to say, check. Did I check the volatility of the product? Yes, check. Is the liquidity of the product? Check. Okay. What's the delta of the option? Check. That's just stuff to be able to get into the trade. How many contracts do I do against? How many hedges do I check? All of this is detailed checklists, okay? Because you're going to find out that that's what trading is. And by the way, that's just checklists to be able to get in. Then you got to get in flight. Like you're actually like what? You're up there at that point and you've sold some premium. Now you actually have to monitor it because you're going to find out that trading is always about answering the what ifs. What might be a good stock or ETF candidate? What's the correct options expiration cycle? How much capital do I commit? What strike options do I sell? What strike options do I buy? How can I limit, the risk? TheoTrade has your answers, okay? Because we build recipes, again, definitive criteria checklists for each strategy. But more appropriately, and more importantly, each unique variable that you're going to encounter. What do you mean variable? What happens if expiration is coming? Do I even have this position on? Dividends are coming inside of the spiders. Oh my, it's expiration cycles. Okay, I can go through 50 different variables. You need to have yourself covered. Okay, TheoTrade is the answer to the questions. We'll give you the right probability for the trade. How many option contracts? When do you actually close your premium sale? What if the stock sells off big? Do you bail out of the trade? What if we rally massively? Can I fix a losing trade? We'll give you the how, the when, the why, at what price. And I'm telling you again, it's just the beginning of the variables that you're going to face when selling Ultima premium for a living. You can read. Listen, you can even Google right now. You can read what selling Ultima Premium is. You can even Google what selling Ultima Premium is, okay? You might even know how to build a few trades, okay? What you really need, you need TheoTrade's recipe for success. 20 plus years of trading experience. That's just me, okay? Access to client order flow for 15 years. A lot of the criteria that we build comes from literally watching others' mistakes, okay? We've literally viewed, and I say we, right? There are many of us here at TheoTrade that come from the brokerage side of the business because we had that very deep insight to what everybody else was doing. okay? We literally viewed and studied millions of trading accounts, and I ran an education for 15 years at a firm with the largest options order flow. That is the creation of criteria, and criteria, that's your recipe for success. The following strategy and the corresponding criteria, it requires the utmost attention to detail. Literally, we spent years fine tuning, especially, okay, the premium sale. And the premium sale, it is on right now. And that's why we actually, okay, this is Ultima trades. Premium selling has been around since options have been around. Ultima premium selling, this is where it's at. And if you actually look at this in the criteria, when you approach the section on criteria, you follow the steps to build the trade, okay? The Ultima income generator course, okay? It's $497. I am the trade instructor for this class. Before I go any further, okay, we're going to offer you a phenomenal special, okay? And we're also going to add everything in. And I know immediately when I throw a price up there, everybody's like, ah, I knew it, okay? I knew it. We no longer here at TheoTrade go out and sell individual classes, okay? And I tell you that right up front. What we do here at TheoTrade is we will provide you everything, okay? Everything that you need, okay, to trade, to invest, to sell premium, okay? We will hold your hand just to give you an idea. And I'm going to go through some bonuses here in a minute. So hang with me here for a couple of moments because everybody immediately was like, oh, okay, I knew, okay, I knew it. I'm just reading some of the questions that are popping in here. Over 15 years in running education for TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim, okay? I've seen so many different classes out there. People, they sell you a class for 500 bucks, right? And then they sell you an indicator for 500 bucks that you need for the class, okay? And before you know it, you have to pay another $500 probably to learn how to use the platform, to learn the indicator, to basically to do that. And then they charge you 30 bucks a month to visit, like, you know, how to actually use the indicator or the data feed for it. It's insane, okay? I'm going to tell you right off the bat over here. We have a vastly different view, okay, on educating clientele in this business. We will provide you everything that you need, okay, from absolute novice to some of the most extreme traders from day one, okay? Just to give you an idea, after this, you go through the Ultima Premium Selling course. Again, it's the Ultimate Income Generator course. You go through the course, okay? You email us. You can bounce trade ideas off of us. Most of us actually have been in the brokerage industry for like 15, some of us 20 years. We know how to answer questions, okay? Most of us have actually managed very large amounts of money. We don't mind answering trade and trade-related questions. We're here to support you, okay? Throughout the course of a trading session, we trade live. You trade live with us if you so choose. Okay, what else do? We do text trades out. We shoot them out on text. We shoot them out on push notification. We have mobile devices. What I'm basically getting at is everything that you're ever going to need in this business is going to be provided to you. Now, hang with me for a moment because I'm actually going to take you through the curriculum of the Ultimate Income Generator course. We're also going to provide you a phenomenal deal, okay, to, of course, get into this, which I'm going to show you here, and a ton of different bonuses. Again, everything is included in TheoTrade from day one. And that's probably the most important thing to know about TheoTrade right off the bat is when I say everything. By the way, did I mention we have 8 full-time instructors, all with the different genres of trade? I'm the trade instructor for the Ultimate Income Generator course. It's a 5-hour course. It's archived. It's available immediately, okay? This Ultima course was only recorded very, very recently, all right? Very recently, okay? It's available immediately, 24/7 streaming. We also have a mobile application. So TheoTrade has their own mobile application for both iOS and Android. You can download this particular course. You can download all of our courses. You can actually play them back in real time, or you can play them back in 1.5 times the speed, but I talk really fast anyway. Anyway, you come in here and you can actually watch the course, but the class slide deck, it includes all of the entry and exit criteria. It's available immediately for download. So literally you're done with this. You can start in the Ultimate Income Generator course, but some of you are complete novices, which I'll come to here in a moment. Let me just give you some of the curriculum for this course. Then I'll show you a few bonuses and of course the price, all right? So here's the Ultimate Income Generator course curriculum. You're gonna learn how to generate consistent returns, okay, with this selling options curriculum. And again, the whole entire curriculum is designed to sell options, to mitigate risk, to spread capital out. You're going to learn how to build a portfolio of high probability trade that generates consistent monthly returns, regardless, okay, of your starting capital and experience level. Detailed entry and exit criteria for selling options premium while keeping risk at a minimum. Discover option Greeks and learn how to manage all of your positions through one easy number. Then we're going to get to learn how to use a risk array. Risk array is actually one of the critical sections of this course in order to visualize your profits and risk before markets ever move. You're actually going to learn this course, okay? The market lays out like a chessboard. And if the market goes up, if the market goes down, if the market stays flat, you're actually going to know what your risk is, okay, prior to the marketplace ever moving. How to properly allocate in a way that reduces risk and allows you to minimize, okay, your risk in a portfolio for very, very part-time. Discover risk, okay, minimization techniques designed to hedge the most extreme market environments. That we're actually going to talk about risk twist spreads, gamma irons, VIX volatility spreads, and how to sell premium in small accounts. There's an entire 2-hour section. Okay, it's a 5-hour course, an entire 2-hour section that's dedicated exclusively to selling small account premium, okay, with an innovative new trading vehicle that have never been available before. We go into detail about all of that. By the way, we trade and you can follow our trades. Somebody already questioned that one, okay? Hang with me here for a moment. Before I even go any further, TheoTrade is completely riskless trade. It's a 90-day money-back guarantee, okay? This is brand new here at TheoTrade. We've never done it like this before. You know, we've always had, a money-back guarantee and there's stipulations and there's this. There's no stipulations. Here's the money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, anytime in the next 90 days, email support@theotrade.com, receive a full refund, just period. Money-back guarantee stipulations, there are none. We pulled the stipulations out. We don't like to nickel and dime people. Listen, if you want to be here at TheoTrade, be here at TheoTrade. If you don't, we totally get it, okay? We get it. Here's your money back. And by the way, please, no excuses. You don't have to email us a sob story. Like, I totally get it. Okay, no excuses, no questions, no commentary needed. Just email us and ask for your money back. The one thing I stress to you, okay, we now have well over 6,000 clients on TheoTrade. I want every one of them to be happy. Everybody here wants every one of them to be happy. If you don't want to be, at TheoTrade, we get it. Here, get your money back, okay? So it's completely riskless trade to you in every way, shape, or form. Listen, go now to theotrade.com/skew. S is in Sam, K is in kick, E is in echo, W. Theotrade.com/skew. You can enroll now for it. Before I go any further, now I'm actually going to talk about the bonuses. You want a bonus? I think everybody does, okay? You want a little bit of a better deal? I think everybody does. What I tried to stress to you is that TheoTrade goes beyond one class or one indicator. As I said, I watched the whole education business grow. Like, listen, when I started with Thinkorswim, it was like 2001. Like, education in the stock market and like trading online was still fairly new. So I watched the entire online education thing grow, okay? Well, it's just, there's a lot of crap out there, people. I don't mean to be like, again, I'm not talking about anybody specifically. There's a lot of crap out there, people. Okay, it's ridiculous. People spend thousands of dollars to get educated. It's ridiculous. You want to be able to get it done. You can. If you can't get it done here, you can't get it done. Like, what I'm saying is, if you can't get the education, like, I know everybody's looking for like the holy grail. Okay, if you can't get it done, you can't get it done anywhere else. Okay. TheoTrade has 8 full-time instructors. Nobody's going to have experience like we do. The minimum instructor here has 15 years of experience, okay, on the professional side. We didn't hire a bunch of guys that are, song and dance, that are out in front of people. I'm the only one that ever really had exposure to retail traders. Most of these guys come from the professional trading side, and we stuck a microphone in front of them and said, hey, teach what you do. Okay, go monkey go. We go beyond, again, a class or an indicator. We get that people want everything, and they want to trade, and they want to invest, and they want it at one place, and they want it at one price. First bonus, there's a quick start beginner's guide video. All right, so what this is if you've never put on a trade before, we have an entire training series, okay? We're going to give you the training that will take you from complete newbie, okay, to entering your first trade. So this is the first bonus, and you're like, whoa, what does that even look like? Okay, here, I'll bring it up. So what does it look like? This is TheoTrade. So if you've never been on TheoTrade before, which most of you have not, this is TheoTrade. This is actually broadcasting live right now. And just to show you really quick, when I say, well, it's a beginning menu, it's start here. See that start here? Okay, what I'm doing is going into the Start Here menu, and what Start Here has Options 101, Options 101, Options 201, Options 301. Okay, options what? Order execution. I'm going to challenge each and every one of you right now, the most experienced trader in here. You watch order execution part 1, 2, and 3. It'll change your whole view of how you route orders. Okay, you can be a trader. I don't care. You can be a trader for 30 years, right? You're not going to understand order execution as well as somebody who spent 15 years in the brokerage business. I helped build some of the order execution systems. 7 years of my life was spent at Thinkorswim working on order execution systems, okay, and the order router that's there, okay? Understand a lot about order execution. You will get a huge amount, all right? I'm just telling you right now, that alone, okay, is worth the price of TheoTrade, just the order execution part of this. And I know some people are like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna pay for this, and then I'm gonna get my money back, okay? That's fine, but you're going to find everything else in here. It's phenomenal. We have so many courses and so much depth, but this quick start beginner's guide, that's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2, we're going to give you access to over 100 different trading classes. This is the basics. Listen, TheoTrade launched, okay, in January of 2016. We're giving you access to every class that we've ever done since January of 2016. There's over 100 trading classes. What do they look like? Well, obviously the ultimate income generator, that's what you're actually here for. That class is available immediately. Start watching it tonight, okay? But we also give you the in-out spreads course. That's probably the most prolific class that we've ever done. You have to realize we don't charge you more for every single class. We're giving you thousands and thousands of dollars worth of classes. We just give you access to it, okay? We built a full library of classes, just like Netflix has different genres and different movies. You're like, I'm bored tonight. What do I want to watch? I want to watch volatility back spreads, growing a small account, black book spreads, how to collect income being short, the risk twist spread class, right? Guide to selling high probability spreads, iron condor, selling premium, minimizing risk, day trading NASDAQ futures. Oh, did I mention that we have 8 different instructors, all different genres of trade? We're not just all premium sellers, okay? I got one guy that does nothing that trades. He just trades NASDAQ futures. You go, Tony, what do you do? I trade NASDAQ futures. I go, awesome. What else do you do? I trade NASDAQ futures. He just calls out trades all day long. In fact, actually, Tony's live right now. We can go look at him. Okay, we can go look at Tony in a couple of moments. Top 10 skills for growing a small account. Ton more. Actually, if you want to see a little bit of the archive, here. What does the class archive look like? Well, we can go right over here to option strategies and classes. Okay, option strategies, option newbies, technical analysis classes, futures and bonds. Okay, watch the option classes. I'm going to click directly on option classes. This is my baby. Okay, this is my genre. So I am your option geek here at TheoTrade. Weekly options advantage. Okay, risk twist spreads, beginner's guide to ratio butterflies. That's 132 ratio butterflies. Strategy week, VIX volatility spreads, duration iron condors, selling options for a living. Okay, guide to survive and thrive, controlling your risk. Look, the ultimate income generator. That class just happened. Okay, we did it. We clean it up. Okay, we have like an editor that comes in there, cleans everything up over there, and then we post it. Gamma irons in here, tracking unusual options activity. People, this is just the options classes. And yes, somebody already asked, do you really have access to that from day one? You have access to that from day one, okay? All of it. So that's bonus number 2. Bonus number 3, we actually give you an all access TheoTrade VIP membership pass. What's that, okay? We give you 3 months unlimited access to TheoStream, okay? It's a live trading chat room. We broadcast 6.5 hours a day, okay? What do you mean? What does it look like? We literally are broadcasting our screens for 6.5 hours a day. And all of our instructors, they typically get like an hour a day in there, right? I kick off every day. Like, is this the last time you're ever going to see from Don? No, I kick off every single trading day. I like it, okay? Now, what else am I going to do throughout my day? All right. My wife used to say, I hung it up for about a year. My wife used to say, you yell at the screens anyway, you might as well put a microphone in front of you. And I did, and we called it TheoTrade. And then I found a lot of people like me that worked at at TD Ameritrade, and I pulled them aboard, guys that I knew from Thinkorswim early on. We do text and push notification, real-time trading ideas, 5 different trading portfolios. You can follow different trading portfolios. We have daily coaching sessions. In fact, one of the daily coaching sessions, and every single day, is actually taught by a professor of finance, okay, that works at Loyola. So he's pretty stoked right now for the basketball team. Anyway, instructors directly answer your trading questions via email. And I put a huge amount of weight into that because I'll tell you right now, over the next 3 months, email us a handful of times, it's worth thousands of dollars to you. Okay. Here's actually the TheoTrade instructors: Jeff Bierman, analyst, trader, former chief market technician, okay, for TD Ameritrade. Jeff Bierman actually built over half the studies in the Thinkorswim platform. So if you ever want to know anything about a study on the Thinkorswim platform, that's your guy. Jeff actually worked in my group at both Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. Next in the docket, Matt Williamson. He's a market neutral premium selling option strategist. Matt, okay, Matt is our resident like engineer and spreadsheet geek. If you're into spreadsheets, if you're into Edge, if you're into solving for Edge, okay, if you're a Canadian engineer, Matt is your guy. Can answer your questions in there. Is like a kind of a resident math geek for us. Corey Rosenblum, okay, is our senior strategist and resident swing trader. So as I said, we have everybody that has their own genre. The way I always wanted to mention too, Corey carries the designation of CMT, okay? Jeff Bierman carries the designation of CMT, and okay, Brandon Chapman has CMT. We have 3 CMTs on this crew. So Corey is actually, when I say your resident swing trader, he'll actually set you up for a couple of days for different types of spread analysis. It's phenomenal. Then we come to Brandon Chapman, macroeconomics, technicals, and fundamentals. Brandon Chapman also actually comes from both Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, as does Jeff Bierman. Brandon wrote the course manuals, okay, for all the education at TD Ameritrade. So if you're kind of curious, like, what kind of education, well, this is the guy that actually wrote most of the manuals, Steve Slim Miller. He's a 43-year veteran, okay, stock, options, and futures trader. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to throw this up here really quick. Slim Miller, okay, has a class in our archive, okay? The one class is just, it's incredible. It's worth thousands to you. And the class is actually found under mindset, trading plan, and classes, okay? It's called the 5 essential building blocks to successful trading. I'm serious, write it down. Okay, write it down, because you have access to this class for experienced people to change your entire perspective, because none of us, including myself, have nearly the experience. Slim Miller used to make or lose over $1 million a day, okay? And on the trading floor, he was one of the biggest traders, the Chicago Board Options Exchange. I'm telling you, the guy is phenomenal. He'll actually talk about just that 7-figure gains and losses every single day and what that actually does to your mindset, your body, and everything else. Tony Rago, NASDAQ futures and intraday strategist. He just calls out trades all throughout the course of the day. Speaking of Tony Rago, he's live right now. If you want to see what TheoTrade looks like, okay? Here's a guy that's actually calling setups live right now.
We need a lower low.
Okay.
Maybe it'll release.
So he's actually talking you through different setups, right? And what they're actually going to do is they're going to be posting, okay? They're actually going to be posting setups throughout the course of his entire session in here. All right, last but definitely not least, Blake Young, market profile, futures, currency, and commodity trader. Blake Young is actually our newest acquisition here at TheoTrade. We brought him on because, well, we needed somebody that was actually heavily into futures. They actually do what's called market profile, and that's his specialty in here. This is actually some of our crew. Everybody obviously working remotely. Somebody's like, why are you in St. Croix? Who needs an office anymore? Okay. And in addition to this, okay, we're still on the next bonus over here. It's access to 59 proprietary indicators and scans. We give you, okay, all of our proprietary indicators and scans right now. Auto expected move, S&P 500 gravity points, TheoTrade, RSI, Laguerre. By the way, as I'm talking about this, I apologize. Somebody asked for the web address again. It's theotrade.com/skew, and you can enroll now for it. So it's TheoTrade, RSI, Laguerre, Quantix. All of these are indicators that we use on a day-to-day basis. We give you access to all of these indicators, okay? IV rank versus percentile, the quant setup, unusual put options activity, the sizzle scan, SPX expected move. By the way, I'm going to give each and every one of you the auto expected move here momentarily. It's access to another $1,800 in indicators and scans alone. Bonus number 4, we give you the Theta live portfolio, okay? This is actually my portfolio. It's a very new positive Theta portfolio. I kicked it off at the beginning of this year. It's Ultima premium selling. Those are exactly the trades that I'm showing you today. So all the trades that we went through, that was just, what, sell a call, collect, this, sell a put, collect this. That's actually Ultima premium selling. This is a completely no holds barred trading approach. We show you everything. Okay, everything from full disclosure and opening trades, closing trades, all the hedging positions. You're going to be able to watch me trade and discuss positions, okay, on a day-to-day basis. And I realized that like everybody's like, I can't tune in every single day. First of all, we record everything, but secondly, you don't have to tune in every single day. We actually we have a video recorded at the end of each week on a Friday. We record a video that summarizes everything that I did. And most of these trades, like you don't have to feel stressed to put the trades on, okay? Because we're even going to shoot you out a text message on the Theta small account, okay? So we have Theta, and then we have Theta small. Theta small is like, if you have an account, and I'll just give you an example. You have an account that's under like $25,000, Theta small is for you. Over $25,000, you can probably jump into the Theta Live a little bit, okay? But there's literally for both of you, and I'm telling you, we full disclosure. This is every single trade, and this is what's posted. Literally, we just put together a spreadsheet. Every opening position, every closing position, IWMs, open, 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 close, 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 close. Okay, then you can actually click on the close trades. All of this is actually updated on our site. We even do a weekly Theta video update. And I was just telling you about this a moment ago. Each week on a Friday, we'll give you an update. The update lasts about 12, okay, maybe 13 minutes at most. And it'll actually go through sequentially some of the positions I updated. Bonus number 5, technical analysis toolkit. Technical analysis 101, technical analysis 201. Listen, I am not your I'm not your chart guy, okay? Jeff Bierman is your chart guy, okay? Brandon Chapman is your chart guy. Corey Rosenblum is your chart guy. Pattern recognition and 21 other technical analysis classes. We give you access to this from day one. Time-based trading systems, MACD indicators, it's all there. Bonus number 6, okay, day trading treasure chest. Again, it's not my bag. It's Tony Rago, intraday trading with NASDAQ futures, day trading the ES futures with a blueprint, consistent intraday strategies and setups, high probability intraday trading system, and 11 other day trading classes. So I reiterate, it's got, again, a genre, right, for each and every one of you in here. Number 7, the mindset mastery. This actually brings into play, once again, and I already showed you, the 5 essential building blocks to successful trading, okay? Why do I stress this one so much? Because I've already mentioned it. Because the class is that good. That class alone is worth $1,000 easily. I'm telling you, you can change your whole perspective in the marketplace. Bonus number 8, quick start guide to Ultima trades. All right, Ultima trades. If you're brand new to this business, we have a quick start guide that we actually put together. It's like a PDF file that actually kickstarts you even after watching the classes. It kind of is like a Cliff Note version of Ultima trades. Okay, what our members are saying, this comes from Ken. It says, woo, thank you, Don. I'm never sure, okay, of the trades that are new to me that I structure myself. This is great to hear. Not to brag, but this is due to you and your magnificent team. I'm up 1.67 in profit, okay, this year. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, this was back in August. Ken actually trade some size out there, okay? This is, again, it's a phenomenal, email that came in, but I like sharing that stuff. Okay, TheoTrade includes everything that you need to invest, everything you need to trade. We do classes, we do coaching, email access to the instructors. There's a live trading chat room with live trades, indicators, scans. There's mobile access 24/7, everything. I mean, literally everything that you're going to need in this business. And if there's something that you think you need that we don't offer, we want to know about it. Okay, we want to know about it because that's what we do here. Like TheoTrade literally has built the Netflix for traders. Total Theo today, it's $297 for 3 months. Now, before I go any further, and again, go to theotrade.com/skew. Again, there's a money back guarantee on it. Before I go any further, I want everyone to know this. Number 1, it's $297 for 3 months. Is this a membership? Absolutely not. We do not do memberships anymore. We do not sell individual classes. I don't care. Okay, forget it. We don't sell individual classes. $297 for 3 months gets you access to everything that we do. Okay, this is all you can eat, and you're going to find a genre of trading. Again, you're here today specifically for the Ultimate Income Generator course. Again, it's available immediately. You can download it now. You can start going through it, literally streaming in the next couple of moments. Right? Then somebody just said, so it's not. Again, this is not a membership, and I just let everybody know that. Number 1. Okay. Number 2. What does it cost after 3 months? $300. We don't change the price. This is not an introductory price. I hate that crap. First of all, okay, know a little bit about me. I hate gym memberships. I hate gym memberships. I don't like memberships. I don't have to like memberships. You can kind of feel that here at TheoTrade. It's $297 for 3 months. If you want to be with us for another 3 months, then it's $297 at that point. Okay, are we clear on that? No membership. Like you don't have to beg, borrow, and steal to get out of it and like send us your firstborn. I don't want your firstborn. I have 3 of my own. Trust me on that. We give you access to over 100 trading classes. We give you new monthly classes. I didn't even mention that. So all the other bonuses, plus new monthly classes, live trading chat room. We're going to broadcast trades in real time. We will text out trades. We're constantly updating the portfolios. There's 59 indicators and scans, text, push notification. Okay, on trades, there's 5 separate portfolios. There's daily coaching sessions with timely topics and stocks, options, and futures. And then the instructors directly answer your trading questions. As I said, like with the coaching sessions, that's Jeff Bierman. Every day, Jeff Bierman, he has one job here at TheoTrade. One job here at TheoTrade, Jeff Bierman. Okay, he's the professor. Okay, he is a professor. He actually works, okay, at both Loyola and DePaul. He's an adjunct professor of finance. He's actually working predominantly now for Loyola because he just took on a master's class, and he's a professor of finance. So a lot of the material from there is taught, okay, right here at TheoTrade. You can pay $42,000 a year to see Jeff Bierman at Loyola in Chicago, or you can come here for $297 for 3 months. Go to theotrade.com/skew. I'll bring this site up in a second. I want to reiterate to everybody, TheoTrade's completely riskless deal. 90-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, as I said, no stipulations. There's no stipulation, no excuses, no commentary. If you receive a refund, you also get to keep the first bonus on us, which is the introductory classes. So again, remind you, if you receive a refund, you get to keep, okay, the option starter guide in here. And again, there's no if, and, or, but about it. Over the first 90 days, if you're not happy and you want your money back, just shoot an email. Again, please, you don't have to give us a whole explanation. Like, I get it. Some people though, life happens, and something happens and you're like, I can't continue. Okay. It's okay, man. We'll get it. Like, you'll be back, right? There's well over 6,000 people now on TheoTrade. And, we attribute that to, I think we do what's right by people. By the way, email us anytime at support@theotrade.com. Email us. I'm not talking about the money back guarantee. Email us anytime. We use a general email. So if you need me to answer a question, just go to the general email. We'll answer it. Get into TheoTrade now. We'll work with you directly. There are 50 spots on the riskless deal. The reason we do 50 spots on the riskless deal, okay, we answer emails and it's unlimited email mentoring, okay? And that does put pressure on us. There are 8 instructors. There's over 6,000 clients. Most of us actually spend a few hours a day answering emails. We've actually gotten to the point, we're so good at answering emails, we even record a video and send it to you. We actually use a technology where we record a little video instead of answering your email by typing it, record a video and shoot that out to you. It's kind of cool. So it's a quick way to be able to answer some of the emails, but we give you unlimited email mentoring. Okay, and we're capable of actually answering trade-related questions. As such, we make this a very limited offer. There are 50 spots on the riskless trade deal. That's it. Okay, the $297 riskless offer has never been available before. Okay, with Ultima trades plus the Theta portfolio with a no stipulations money back guarantee. Okay, this is everything that you get today for $297, and the Ultimate Income Generator, the Quick Start Guide, the 100 trading classes, the access to the chat room, Theta Live portfolio, again, technical analysis toolkit, day trading treasure chest, Slim Miller's mindset mastery, and again, the Quick Start Guide to the Ultima. Okay, what our members are saying. I just wanted to read this one. It came in September. Your organization, this comes from Steve. Your organization continues to blow me away with its insights, expertise, resources, personalities, and structure. I've learned so much and been able to apply the knowledge to improve my trading exponentially. Thank you, and thanks to all of your staff for everything. I'm grateful I found TheoTrade and grateful I had the sense to choose your organization as my mentor over all the other players in the marketplace. And now that you've added Blake Young, whose style I enjoy immensely, okay, and I'm starting to adopt. Don't know what else to say, okay? TheoTrade is awesome. This actually comes from Steve in Southern California. I shouldn't make fun of California at that point, right? Go to theotrade.com/skew. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions over here, and I'm actually going to take you over to the site for just a moment just to bring something up. So this is theotrade.com/skew, and I think we posted that in there. And again, feel free to punch your questions directly into Zoom This is the Ultimate Income Generator class. There are 50 riskless spots. I will read off names. Again, I will read off names. I have your questions being queued up in here for me. I'll read off your names, okay? If you are in the riskless deal, and some of the names are already coming through. It takes about 6 to 7 minutes before I can actually see your name in our system, but it's theotrade.com/skew. The reason I wanted to throw this in here, okay, obviously it details everything that you get access to. The bottom of this page does have the auto expected move indicator, okay? As you're enrolling for this, you need not go download that. It's on our site. Don't worry about it, okay? theotrade.com/skew. Click right here, add to cart. And the reason that I'm taking this, the add to cart, okay, a few things here. Number one, where it says phone number, put your phone number in. Listen, you don't have to, but nobody likes to put their phone number in there. The reason the phone number is in here, it auto enrolls you for text messaging. So if you have a smartphone of any kind, it auto enrolls you. You do not have to do that, but that's when we send out text messages. I promise we do not send like 10 texts a day. You know, you might get like 3 in a week. What typically happens is you get like nothing for a week, and all of a sudden we're like boom, 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 because the volatility in the marketplace picks up. So put the phone number in there. The next thing I wanted to display to you, you can do, okay, a single payment of $297. All right, 2 payments of $149 or 3 payments of $100. And I just wanted to detail that. And again, it is in no way, shape, or form a membership. That's why it says single payment of $297. And that's why I wanted to really bring this to your attention. We again, we do not do memberships. We just don't like it. All right. So let me answer a couple of detailed questions. Again, it's theotrade.com/skew. Oh, what our members are saying. This is Todd Summerall. And the reason I threw this one in here is for, well, very specific. You can ask us very detailed, very trade related questions, where I think that most people would shy away from that. Again, after 20 years, 20 plus years in the business, of which 15 years were in the brokerage experience. I've had all of my brokerage licenses. I've had a Series 3. I've had a Series 4. By the way, Series 3 is futures. Series 4 is options principal. I've had my Series 7, which is regular broker dealer, yada, yada, yada. I've had my Series 24, which is a principal broker dealer. I also have my Series 66, which is a 63 with a 65 combined. It's an investment advisor. I am incredibly familiar with the regulatory, situation out there. All right. So we can answer trade related questions. And that's why I wanted to show this email. It says, don't know if you remember me, but I emailed you a few weeks ago and told you my delta was positive a couple thousand or more. You told me to smash it, okay, or I was going to be in trouble. I smashed it. You saved my account. I just want to thank you, okay, for your information. Before Theo, I had no clue about portfolio delta. Big hearty thanks to you and all of your team. My finances would have been a goner without your advice. You can use this if you want. I will. It's Todd. Todd is still in the room every single day. So a couple of questions answered. By the way, again, to visit TheoTrade, this is TheoTrade, and this is actually the screen that's broadcasting right now. And if you take a look at the screen that's broadcasting, and down below, I think we just switched over to Corey Rosenblum. We're in the last hour of trade of the day. So here's Corey Rosenblum.
That's the big picture on the intraday chart, and we'll do swings. Yeah, for Eric. Yep, you're right.
You're actually listening to Corey Rosenblum. Down below over here, okay, Corey literally just went live. You can see the highlighted instructors, okay? This is the chat room. At any given day, there's over 2,000 people in the chat room, in and out through the course of the day. So a couple of questions answered, and we'll jump into it. By the way, as you guys are enrolling, as I said, there are 50 riskless spots. I'm going to read off some of the names in here, and then I'm going to get to some direct questions. Here, let's read off a couple of the names. Warren M. from California, Travis from Arizona, Alan B. from Jersey, David P. from Colorado, Blair D. from Tennessee, Alice M. from Massachusetts, Matthew B. from Florida, Ross M. from Minnesota, Michael W. from Arizona, Atul P. from Texas, Jonathan L. from California, Nagu, I think I just butchered your name over there, from California, Gerald V. from Michigan, and I apologize, I'm sorry, my print on here is brutal on this particular monitor. I'm going to read off more names here momentarily, but I'm also going to grab some of the questions. Bear with me as I actually, all right. So people always ask it's a couple of general questions that I want to hit before I go into some specific questions that are in the chat room over here. People always ask what you need to get started at TheoTrade. You need a laptop, you need internet connection. You don't even need a laptop anymore. Most of the time, a lot of our clients are actually watching us over an iPad. So I would suggest either an iPad, some type of mobile device, iPad or any type of Android will work, Android device. So we have literally everything, and we kind of pride ourselves in this, like everything that you're going to need to get started, from absolute novice to some of the most extreme traders. The next thing in here, this is not a membership. We don't auto renew or auto bill. People always ask us that question. So by all means, like, you can ask it again. It's okay. Like, I totally get it, but we do not, we don't force anybody into any type of auto renew. We did that when we first started TheoTrade and we got it. Like, people just didn't like it. And I never liked like gym memberships and stuff. So we don't do that anymore. We just ask you every 3 months. Okay. Number 3, we're now providing the Theta weekly video. So Theta weekly video, what it basically does is just goes through in context of all the trades that I placed throughout the course of the week, right? So the portfolio that's on the screen right now, the market must be selling off here a little bit. Okay, now I can just tell you by looking at my portfolio here. So if the marketplace is selling off, Don is probably making money. So, and by the way, when I say I show you everything, okay? Everything, there you go. I'm up $6,800. That is not a big P&L for me, okay? I have in both accounts over here scattered over about $500,000 in these 2 accounts, okay? I'm also trading quite extensively over here inside of Tastyworks. So in Tastyworks, on this account, I think this is another IRA. So net, I keep about $700,000 that you guys will get to see, actively managed in here. And as I said, everything is, this is like, the full Monty. Like, I don't hide anything. People want to look like, oh man, he's losing money on that position. Yeah, let me tell you something. In this business, it happens. Okay. The goal is here, I'll have lots of positions that'll be down. Positions can be down, but net, right? You got to make money in this business. That's what the whole business is about. You better make money in this business. Okay. And that's why I'll show you horrific positions. I'll show you wonderful positions and everything in between. Don't think that we don't have losers in here. Everybody has losers, okay, in their account. Okay. It's par for the course. But I stress that to you because I like, as a trader, it kind of keeps you on the straight and narrow. Like, I follow the criterion here definitively because there are over 6,000 people watching on a day-to-day basis. All right, next thing, TheoTrade archives everything. We understand that you can't watch everything late, throughout the course of the day. So we archive it all. It doesn't mean you have to watch 6-7 hours a day. There might be, though, something that you want to watch or catch up on a weekend. Okay. We do find a lot of people, they binge watch TheoTrade, which is, it's kind of funny. I'll get like an email, like on a Saturday, like 4 a.m. Somebody's like, I've been watching you all night. I'm like, okay, man. Okay, calm down. We also provide you access to TheoTrade Mobile. TheoTrade Mobile, we built an application where you can watch our archives. So you can watch the archives and you can actually speed them up, slow them down. It's kind of cool. So it's got variable speed in the, and we also do push notification through TheoTrade Mobile. You can even download archives just like you can for Netflix. You can download something, you get in an airplane. I know everybody can't wait to get back on an airplane, but you can get in an airplane and you don't have to be internet connected because you can download them. Add your cell phone when enrolling, receive text message, okay? And TheoTrade Mobile for, of course, push notifications. So next, you can email us anytime. You can email us anytime and receive a response within 24 hours. By the way, the only reason I put the 24 hours in there, please, okay? I love you, but don't email me with 5 minutes to go on an expiration Friday. You need to understand something about me, okay? I trade, okay? I trade, and I trade very, very actively. And in doing so, and I'm going to answer some more questions here, okay? And in doing so, like an expiration Friday gets a little busy, so I always throw the 24-hour disclaimer up there. By the way, you don't have to email us, okay? You don't have to email us and turn around and say like, hey, my friend did this trade, and listen, just give me the lowdown, even copy and paste the trade in there, like we get it. You're going to gain access to every course that we have done in the previous 5 years. Classes, coaching sessions, live, everything is archived here. Everything is searchable. Name a trading topic. Okay, name a trading topic, trading genre, and we have an archive on it. Okay, Again, it's TheoTrade, by the way, it's theotrade.com/skew. Somebody else was asking that in there, okay? Variations of trades are available inside of an IRA or retirement account, okay? So you can do this with as little as $2,000 inside the account. We at TheoTrade can help you get approved for options. Oh, somebody always asks that. It's actually a great one. After 15 years in the brokerage business, Charles Schwab recently purchased, of course, none other than TD Ameritrade. So they may not let you do what you want to be able to do. Don't worry, we have brokerage firms that work with us right now. Okay, if you want to trade, naked options, you can do that. We'll actually give you the right brokerage firms to use. We can also help you at your current firm, depending upon who it is. Remember, there's 50 riskless trade spots available. So get results, take action, and roll for TheoTrade now. There's no risk at all to anybody in here. So let me answer some of the specific questions. By the way, there's a bunch more names to read off here, so hang with me for a second. By the way, they're answering support questions as well right here. Oh, if you ever need to get a hold of us, again, it's about the 5th time I've said this, support@theotrade.com. Okay, our phone number is up here. Let me throw the address over here. It's theotrade.com/skew. By the way, a couple of more people reading off the name. There are 50 riskless spots, but I'm going to read off a few more names. Elise M. from Illinois, Justin T. from California. I'm going to butcher this, okay? Andeli from Texas. Please tell me if I got that right. Just chat in. I can't pronounce everything. Okay. YSL from South Carolina, Scott P from Colorado, David C from Colorado, Henry H from Texas, James G from Nevada, Darcy W from Colorado, David from Alabama, Ricardo from San Jose, Ernst from Tennessee, JL from Pennsylvania. Sorry, I'm reading off names and trying to read some of the questions here. And again, it takes me about 7 minutes before I actually see your name populate into my screen. Let me get to some of the specific questions. Okay, a few of the specific questions in here, and I'm going to kind of read these from like bottom up. Oh, I like this. Somebody actually asked, do you teach how to hedge spreads to sell against your portfolio? Absolutely, sir. There's actually several classes on that. I am a big advocate of hedging, a really big advocate of hedging. And I'll give you the background and genesis on that. I'm a big advocate of hedging. You work at a brokerage firm. I worked there starting in 2001, and I left in 2015. In 2001, in my first 18 months of being in the brokerage world, and again, I traded originally in the Yahoo pit in 1998, and then moved me upstairs to a risk manager shortly thereafter. But when I hit the brokerage side of the business in 2001, the markets were in the middle of an outright crash. I watched the crash in 01, 02, and the internet boom. I watched people lose everything in 2007, 2008 time frame. We saw people get hammered again in 2011. Like, I've been through this so many times that you better believe a huge amount of what we do here at TheoTrade, it's hedging. Okay, listen, hedging doesn't necessarily make money. Hedging in this business is about not losing money. Anybody can make money. Okay, it's what to do when the proverbial crap hits the fan, and that's what we help with a tremendous amount. And you're actually going to feel that from all the instructors here, like the people that work here, like a Slim Miller. Okay, like Steve Miller's around the business his entire life. Okay, Tony Rago, he's been trading NASDAQ futures since pretty much NASDAQ futures came out. Blake Young. Blake Young actually also comes from the brokerage business, and Brandon Chapman, the brokerage business. Jeff Bierman's a professor of finance. Like, case study after case study. This business, okay, is about mitigation of risk to generate returns. So moving onward and upward from here. Again, a couple more names are popping in right now, and I'll read those off momentarily. I just wanted to get that one. Okay. Okay. Oh, I like this. Somebody said, how much do the 3 hedging insurance trades hedge to reduce, some of the credit received? So, all right, the hedges themselves are actually very negligible. And as you mature in the business, you can tail off some of the hedge. You go less hedge, more premium sale, the more experience that you get. because the more experience you get, the more versatile you're going to get. You have to understand something about reduction of risk. One day you're going to wake up and the markets are going to be down so big and there's nothing you can do about it. That's why the hedges have to be in place. Everybody believes, they're like, I can move faster than the market. No, you can't. Okay. I promise you, you can't. You want to see how can you move faster than the market if the market opens limit down? And you remember August of 2015? August in 2015, market was limit down, lock limit. At the cash open, it dropped, lock limit. You're frozen. Okay. People are like, what do I do? You know how many times I've seen that in my career? Only about 10 or 15. You know what happens to people that don't have hedges on? 10 or 15, times in my career, watch everybody get, smoked. Got to learn how to hedge and hedge properly. The hedge, though, is not, a lot of the times the hedge costs you nothing. We'll actually teach you how to actually go out there and sell. One of the premiums is designed specifically to cover the cost of the hedge. We'll get into that. Okay, that's actually a big portion of the class. So, all right. Next question on here. By the way, it says my broker doesn't allow naked options in your IRA. Find another broker. Next. If your broker doesn't allow that, like I get it, bail, duck, dive, jump. Okay, because that is now open. It's open season. And a moment that one brokerage firm allows it and the other one doesn't, that's when everybody shifts a little bit. And it's going on right now. There's a monumental shift. I like this. Calvin said, if the SPY goes up, okay, $10 over the next 30 days, okay, you've made nothing, okay? Any comments on that? So, all right, so I gave you this example where I sold this way out of the money call, okay? And I said like, oh, if you just had that one option on and nothing happened over 30 days, you'd make 50%. You don't just have one option on. We're actually going to teach you a little bit more about inventory management. We'll sell on both sides of the marketplace. So if the market goes up, then the put makes money. Eventually, okay, what'll happen is even if the marketplace goes up a little bit, goes up 10 or 15 points, eventually those options way out of the money will decay, okay? And if they don't, you'll have hedges on to reduce some of the risk to the upside and or the downside. So inventory management is exactly what's taught in the Ultima, premium selling course. And it's critical, okay? Just critical stuff in there. All right, moving onward and upward, okay? Yeah, Mike actually said, can this be used in any type of market environment? Yes. Right now, premium selling and specifically premium selling around Ultima, which has to deal with Skew, it's hot. It's really hot. It's like red hot right now. And it has a lot to do with the fact that, everybody now sitting at home and trading throughout the course of the day and working on the side, used to work, okay, and be able to trade a little bit. Now you're trading and you work a little bit because most of us are actually working from home, which works. And it's extraordinarily hot. And even as people go back to work, all right, it's never going to be the same again. Like, huge numbers of people in huge companies are like, yeah, work from home forever. They've already made announcements of major trading firms in Chicago that are going to, dislocate most of their operations because the real estate's been so expensive in like the downtown Chicago area and Loop area. It's been pretty shocking over there. Somebody said I work full time. Absolutely, you work full time. Okay, not a big deal. The one thing I would suggest though, if you're working full time, periodically, okay, glance your mobile device for like a few minutes. And the reason you want to glance at a mobile device for a few minutes, okay, let's see what the marketplace is doing. Like today, this is rocking now. Glance at a mobile device, but all you have to do is like set an alert. I'll tell you kind of a fun thing. I set alerts, okay, especially when I'm doing a session like this, because I'm not necessarily watching the screen, okay. I set an alert and the alert comes to little Mr. Mobile device, but it actually is on my, it's on my watch. That's why I'm showing my watch. The alert actually pings me on my watch and I like it a lot because, I usually have this is only a 3-monitor setup. I just moved down to St. Croix about 6 months ago. So only a 3-monitor setup, but we're shipping down the rest of my gear. So I'll have 6 monitors going on. I'm usually working on something, talking to clients, answering emails, and I set alerts, and that's more than enough to be able to manage risk and manage risk effectively. It is. Like when it comes to premium selling, what I'm doing in here, there's a lot more than just premium selling going on in here. I mean, there's a lot more than premium selling going on in here. But to sell premium, it's the most laid back, of those. And by the way, this is getting good today. It's getting good today because we're almost to the correlation coefficient. So again, it's TheoTrade.com/skew. Somebody said about the risk list, there's no stipulations again on the risk list deal. It's 90 days. Okay. If you don't love us anytime during the next 90 days, it's okay. Like we get it. Get your money back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? Somebody said was the hedge strong enough to protect the March 2020? It was, and then some. Now I want you to realize something. Okay, hedge takes off some of the risk. Okay, it's like somebody hits you really hard. Okay, the hedge is going to reduce some of the risk. It's not going to it's not going to impede upon all loss. So please understand that. In fact, if you're kind of curious about specifics of the hedge in March of 2020, I am more than happy to actually share those trades with you. There were some magnificent risk twist spreads and products like XLU. Oh, you know what though? This is actually back more than 360 days. Yeah, if I go back 360 days, you can see everything I've done in my history 360 days back. Okay. Some of these trades may have actually happened back further in time than that. Okay. Yeah, this is there's not great examples because most of these were actually taken off more than 360 days. Okay. Everything I've done inside of XLU. Anyway, I'd be more than happy to actually dig out and find some of those trades for you if you would like. Okay. Question or two more in here. Wow, we got most of them. Okay, we actually got most of them. By the way, a couple more names. Celeste from Nevada, Louis G from California, Jonathan A from California, Alcy from Kentucky, William K from the UK, Bipin J from California, Mark T from Florida. I didn't read off your name. I know that, again, it takes me about 7 minutes before I actually see some of those names come up over here. Again, I'm going to be here for a couple of minutes answering a few more questions live within the chat room here, meaning typing in some of the questions. I hope I got answers to everything. If there's anything that you guys need in the future, email us, support@theotrade.com. That's a big portion of what we do here at TheoTrade. By the way, Charles K from California. Did I get Mark? I got the Mark T from Florida in here already too. So sorry, as I said, there are names piling in as I'm actually reading these things off. All right. Again, there are 50 riskless spots left. Thank you guys very much for joining us here at TheoTrade. It's theotrade.com/skew. By the way, you can even join us literally right now inside of the chat room. Corey Rosenblum is live. I will be in there first thing tomorrow. We start at about 9:20 Eastern time. 9:20 Eastern time. I'll actually kick off your trading day. Thanks everybody for joining us here this afternoon. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.